following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show. So aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. What a knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Fight Night, only on DAZN.
Welcome to Sin City for Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford Fight Week, as two of boxing's best are set to collide in a legacy-defining showdown on Saturday night. Widely regarded as the top two pound-for-pound fighters in the sport, Crawford and Canelo will headline a blockbuster event as Crawford moves up two weight divisions to take on Canelo for his undisputed super middleweight titles. But tonight, folks, we are live from the Fontainebleau as we have 5 fights as a part of the Canelo Crawford Open Workouts and the Canelo Crawford Undercard fights for the week. This is going to be a special fight week. And folks, my name is Wade Clemens alongside Ring Magazine senior insider Mike Oppinger. Mike, we know this is about to be history on Saturday, but I got to go straight to the insider. What do you think happens in the ring on Saturday between Canelo and Crawford?
Wade, I don't think enough is being made, actually, of this weight jump and also the class jump. You think about it, Terence Crawford's best opponent was Errol Spence. You can't take anything away from Crawford, but Errol Spence was perhaps damaged goods. Canelo Alvarez is not just the biggest opponent of his career, he's the best opponent of Crawford's career, and I think you have to give Canelo the big edge on Saturday.
Now, I wonder, we talk about the weight, we talk about the jumping of weight classes, but we've seen Canelo up as recently as the William Skull fight maybe not look like himself. Are you expecting a reinvigorated Canelo this time around?
Look, Wade, I think when you've accomplished as much as Canelo has in his storied career, it gets a little tougher to get up for fights. Obviously, he trains hard, but Canelo's nearing the end now, and I think he has it in him to get up one last time for the big one. And this is the biggest one of his career.
It really does feel like that. The moment yesterday with the grand arrivals felt just like it was a different level of spectacle. We're doing this in Allegiant Stadium. And listen, Canelo has been in stadium fight after stadium fight after stadium fight. But, Mike, why do you say this one is the biggest of all?
I just think when you factor in, like you said, he has that other stadium fights, right? But this one is going to be 70,000 plus. He's going to fight in probably the biggest crowd of his career. He's going to be fighting in, on Netflix. It could be 50 million plus on Netflix. It's not pay-per-view, so that alone, I think, makes it the biggest fight of his career. And look, even though I'm leaning towards Canelo, you have to give Crawford a real shot. You know how great he is. He's feeling really confident, and this is a big fight week.
I mean, both coaches have been super confident. We've heard Bo Mack say, "You've never doubted me before, don't doubt me now." You've heard Eddie Reynoso say, "We're winning this by knockout. This will be the best Canelo," he says, "you've seen in 20 years." So I'm excited. Can I get the final prediction? How do you think it goes? I know you said that you think Canelo's winning, but we saying knockout, we saying decision. What do you think?
I think Crawford's going to have big moments in this fight. He's an amazing fighter. He can switch hit. He has that dog in him, as everyone says. And I think he's going to be up on the cards going into the second half. But I think Canelo Alvarez is going to break him down with those body shots. He's going to use that power and that great experience. I think he's going to win a decision on the cards.
Well, listen, the last time we saw Terence Crawford out, it was versus Madrimov in Los Angeles in a fight, again, at 154 pounds, him moving up in weight. What did you see in that fight, Mike?
Crawford got the job done, but it wasn't easy. And I thought it was like a 7-5 fight for Crawford. Madrimov, you see him right there, big left hook. He was timing him. You know who else has a big left hook, Wade? Canelo Alvarez.
Saul.
And Canelo Alvarez does a great job of feinting and making you bite on those feints. Is he going to the body? Is he going to the head? You never know with him. He throws everything hard in there. And you have to think, again, people keep talking about how big Crawford looks next to Canelo, but Crawford's never fought at this weight. Canelo's had like 10 fights at 168. He's at 2 at 75. I don't know how Crawford's going to take a shot at this weight. I think that's the story of the fight.
And, Mike, look who it is. HE in the building. His Excellency, Turki Al-Sheikh. He's been here for one reason and one reason only, to make boxing great again. And you've had the privilege of working side by side with him with the Ring Magazine. Talk to me about HE.
Look, the number one thing about him is he cares about the sport. And this is a sport that really does not have a steward. Look at the NFL, the NBA, right? When the teams get sold, they always say, well, this new ownership's going to steward it. They're going to look after the interest of it. No one looks after the interest of boxing. I think he's done a great job doing that in his short time in boxing. You know, I don't think we'd be getting Canelo Crawford without him and a lot of other fights. So I think this is just the start now.
Shout out to HG. He has set up a lot for this historic weekend. But folks, it's time for the fights tonight. Live from the Fontainebleau, we have our first fight of the evening for the open workouts and Fight Week undercards for Canelo Crawford. Let's send it to Thomas Driver.
Live worldwide, let's first welcome to the ring, Christian Robles. And now let's welcome to the ring, Mikey the Omen Talon.
Mikey the Omen Talon. I mean, the music itself feels like an omen in its own right. This young man comes to the ring at 9-0 with one knockout out of Liverpool. Looking to put on a show just like every fighter is as he gets a dap there from AG. This is a massive opportunity for everyone on this card. Talon looking to take his place.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this special edition of Professional Boxing, live from the Blue Live Theater at Fontainebleau, Las Vegas. This event is being brought to you by Riyadh Season, The Ring, and Sella. And joining us ringside, a big thank you to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, and President of the Saudi Boxing Federation for putting together this spectacular week. Be sure to watch Canelo vs. Crawford live on Netflix this Saturday, September 13th. All of today's bouts sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Dallas Hahn, Executive Director Jeff Mullen. We get things started with 6 rounds scheduled in the flyweight division. The judges assigned are Kermit Bayless, Chris Migliori, and Ricardo Ocasio. Our referee in charge, third man in the ring, will be Ray Corona. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing blue, white, and gold, and weighed in officially at 111.6 pounds. A native of Zapopan, Jalisco, Mexico, he is now fighting out of Los Angeles, California, and brings a professional record consisting of 9 wins, 3 defeats, 4 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Christian Robles. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing gold, red, and blue, and weighed in officially at 111.4 pounds. Coming to us from Liverpool, England, and proudly representing Gallagher Gym. He had a stellar amateur career, and now as a professional is undefeated with 9 wins, 1 win coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Mikey the Old Talon!
Let's go, fighters, 2 seconds. Good. Nothing below here, nothing below here. You want to touch gloves, do it now. God bless.
Six rounds. And Mike, we don't usually get fights on the open workout days, baby. It's something a little different we're doing here with the Ring Magazine. 6 rounds in the flyweight division. Mikey Talon versus Christian Robles.
That's some bonus bouts.
Cannot wait. What a fight week it's going to be. What a fight week it's already been. My Lord, the anticipation is killing us here. Ready to go, Mr. Referee. What are we doing? Ring that bell.
Am I waiting on you, man? Ready?
It almost looks like Kronk colors for Mikey Talon.
There it is, finally. Round 1, here we go. Now, obviously a very highly touted prospect in Mikey Talon. Someone that HE himself is looking for big things out of today and going forward in the future, Mike.
Yeah, and Mikey Talon has the backing of trainer Joe Gallagher, obviously one of the most well-known trainers in boxing, a UK guy. You know, he's guided a lot of 7 world champions, Liam Smith, Callum Smith, Lawrence Okoli, and he thinks Mikey is the next one.
That's what we call a stable, huh, Mike? Got some thoroughbreds in that gym. Talon with a double jab right there, gets caught with the right hand from Robles, but all action coming forward here.
Guys are trading already.
You'd expect nothing less from a Scouser.
You know what it is when you have His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh ringside. Everyone wants to put on a show and
of course
try to get on that next big fight, right?
I mean, it's a great point though too, Mike, because this is the show, the week for that left hook right hand from Talon. This is the moment for these guys that are looking for whatever it is in their career to take them to the next level. This week, this moment on this kind of undercard, nothing is bigger than that in boxing.
Oh, absolutely. As a prospect, you can't ask for better exposure than this as you're working your way up the ranks.
Oh my goodness.
For a guy like Mikey Talon, who hasn't had many fights yet.
9-0, 1 knockout, and expect high-level action throughout these 6 rounds. At these lower weight classes, these guys could fight forever, it feels like.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, because 112 pounds, those are the weight classes usually dominated by, you know, the Japanese, the Filipinos, the Mexicans. But you've seen a lot of English in the 112-pound class in recent years, right? Sonny Edwards, his brother Charlie.
Oh, right hand right there. And Robles acknowledges it, said, yep, you caught me with that one. Great timing and anticipation from Talon. Another big jab, snaps the head back, Mike.
The Talon's jab is looking nice, and he's doubling up on it. He's firing right hands off of the jab, hooking off of it.
Feels like both fighters, look at that counter right hand. Both fighters want to almost go at the same time. Mikey having the better timing here in those exchanges, leading some of those damaging shots getting through.
Yeah, and Robles, though, certainly taking the fight to him. And obviously, he's here to lose, right? He's not, I'm not saying he's here to lose, but he's picked to lose.
Right, I was going to say, this is the opportunity for him as well. You know, you're fighting a guy with the backing of Turkey Al-Sheikh. This is your moment to say, oh, you picked the wrong guy. I'm the guy you should be backing, and here's why. But right now, both fighters, going after it.
Yeah, and Robles himself, he's coming off of a stoppage win. But that was against a 5-12 fighter. That was his last fight, actually, Wade. That was in November, so a pretty long layoff.
Bit of a long layoff and a tough task ahead of him. We're almost through round 1. Nice left hook from Talon there at the end, and these two are going to scrap it out to the bell. Action-packed first round on our first fight of the Fight Week Open Workout undercards.
Yeah, it's like a fight festival this
I don't
week.
even know how to describe it, Mike. It's crazy. And that actually, that's probably the best way. A festival of fighting is what we've seen. yesterday at the Grand Arrivals, we saw what looked like
shots, you're a little bit
cinema.
wide and you're
And right now we're seeing it in the ring. Let's go into
long range
Mikey
to
Talon's
mid-range,
corner.
jab, jab. As he comes, step back, counter. He's overreach from that second jab. He's there to be countered with every time, son. All right. Jab, jab, step back, right hand, and then the left uppercut on the end of it. All right, okay. But don't be holding your feet and having the exchanges too early on. You've got to encourage him that he's having success. All right. Put the blanket on the fire, calm him down. All right. Everything on the jab. Watch for him try to counter.
Solid right hand there from Talon. Mike, what'd you see in that first round you liked?
Like I said, I really like Mikey Talon's jab. I thought it was a pretty impressive lead weapon, and he was very patient. He was pretty good at getting his jab off and getting out of harm's way. You know what I saw in the corner there? Saw Paul Butler, former champion.
How about that?
Who was, I believe, stopped by Naria Inoue in round 12 of that fight.
Just a high-class, experienced corner for a fighter that needs to be around the right people at a young maturation age in his career. Looks like Mikey Talon's got the right people around him.
Absolutely, and then, you know, we mentioned all the younger, smaller weight class fighters in England. Gallify, right? He's there, so there's going to be a lot of opportunities, I think, for Talon to make his mark.
In this second round, as we go forward, you've seen the success from Talon be the counter right hand, the left hook, stepping back out of range from these shots from Robles. What do you want to see from Robles here in this second round? Because he's been tagged with some stuff early on, but he's sticking his nose in there and he gets hit with a right hand again.
Well, look, it's obvious that Robles is not going to outbox Mikey Talon, right? Mikey Talon's the fighter with the superior jab and movement. I think Robles needs to assert himself a bit more. He is being aggressive, but I want to see more roughhouse tactics, so to speak.
Yeah, you need to see him maybe make this a little bit more ugly, but right now it is ugly, but it's only one way as Mikey Talon is teeing off.
Yeah, I think you'll want to see him get on the inside, put his head in Mikey Talon's chest and sort of lean on him, push him around a little bit. But so far, Talon, pretty good job of distance control.
There's that jab you were talking about, Mike. Again, Talon just stinging him with it, and it keeps that distance he wants to operate at and keeps Robles from being where you would like him, right there in his chest.
Yeah, I think Robles is just at the completely wrong distance right now. But there he is. We see him trying right now to make it a little rougher.
Trying to work the body here in the clinch. Make Talon a bit uncomfortable in that close range. Just over a minute here in round number 2.
And you see he's from Liverpool, England. A lot of big fighters from Liverpool. You know, if you can build a following.
Fighting area, obviously England, just a fighting nation, but like I said, the Scousers, they don't know how to get knocked out, man.
That's right, and yeah, can't forget, Scousers, Callum Smith and Liam Smith, both Canelo victims. Liam Smith knocked out by Canelo Alvarez, and then Callum Smith, Canelo beat up his arms and ruptured his biceps.
How crazy is it that you can punch a guy so hard you rupture his bicep? That's insane.
I would not be surprised if we see Canelo Alvarez do that on Saturday. And I'm not saying rupture the bicep, but go for Crawford's arms.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a great point. Canelo does some, you know, it's a lost art almost in boxing to see guys punch the shoulders, punch the arms to get that benefit of bringing the hands down later in the fight and gassing those arms out a bit, and making you not want to put your hands up. Like, I don't want to get hit there anymore.
Yeah, that was something that fighters would do against Muhammad Ali, right? Try to stop him from doing the rope-a-dope.
Last few seconds here in what's been a round dominated by Mikey Talon. But Robles still coming forward, looking for his openings as well. Another solid round to open up our opening bout here on the Ring Magazine Open Workout Undercards. So you can kind of hear into the corner there of Christian Robles looking for overhands, wanting more feints, because right now there is no feints coming from Robles. It's more just stick your nose in there and see what you can get, but he's getting tagged for it, Mike. You're seeing that. Jab right hand there from Talon, counter right hand over the top. He's leaning in with his chin. He's not setting things up. He's not feinting his way in, and he's getting touched for it.
Yeah, and you see in the corner of Robles actually another very good trainer, Marvin Samodio, of, you know, he learned his craft under Freddie Roach, Wild Card Boxing Club, former fighter. So two pretty good trainers. You didn't expect this, right, for the first fight of 5 fights.
You don't expect it, but then you kind of do, because we are having some of the best talent here all week on these ring events, the Fight Festival, as you like to call it. Tomorrow we have the Underdog card, which is incredible, a series now starting with the Ring Magazine. Can't wait for that. Some high-level talents there, high-level talent tonight, and of course on Saturday. It's just an embarrassment of riches here in the fight game this week in Vegas.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, Wade, about, what, 20 fights when it's all said and done?
Crazy. Crazy. You can't ask for much more as a fight fan. And speaking of, this third round is leaving all action right in front of us again. These guys just don't stop.
No, I'm very impressed with Talon's work rate. I mean, you expect it from 112 pounders, but, you know, the feints, you see the feints there, kind of the fencing with the jab. The footwork's very nice.
Look at that hook right hand uppercut. Oh, nice counter, though, from Robles, as we talked about. He had to make it a little ugly, and then Talon gets right back on that offense. Very slick work off the back foot from Mikey Talon. And there's that big winging overhand that Robles' corner was looking for. Just can't quite find a home for it. But what I am loving from Mikey Talon, like you talked about, Mike, was the feints, the different stances, the different range with his jab, the long guard, then the high guard coming back. Huge right hand from Mikey Talon sits Robles down in round number 3. Oh my goodness, what a shot. Robles is on his feet. The lights are on, but I don't know if anyone's home here, Mike.
And remember, Mikey Talon in his 9 fights, only 1 knockout, trying to get knockout number 2.
There's the left hook and it hurt him. Talon swarming. Robles needs to hold badly here. Every punch, it looks like, could be the last one of this fight. There's another right hand from Talon. And he finds a home for it again. He's stalking forward, left hook. Uppercut.
Talon wants a knockout bad.
Big time. He's got 35 seconds to do it. Big uppercut.
That's been a big punch from this fight. That's been a money shot, that right uppercut.
I was just talking about how he was setting things up with his jab. And by the way, credit to Christian Robles here for having the chin to withstand some punishment even after he was dropped. I still don't think he's on very fresh legs at all here. He's clearly still wobbly. But my goodness. What a right hand from Mikey Talon. He's still looking for it.
I think Talon's just a little tired at this point, threw a lot of punches.
Big time round for Mikey Talon and Robles. They're going to have to figure some things out in the corner here. He got tagged with a big shot.
Control your breathing, just breathe. You didn't look at me when you dropped him. You know, breathing back.
Here's the shot. Counter right hand over the top. Got the head inside the jab. And then a huge right hand. Look at that uppercut, head outside. That's beautiful boxing right there. It's not just vicious, it's artful. You're seeing the head come off center line. You're seeing damage being done without taking damage in return, Mike.
No, it's very impressive. And you have to give a big shout out to his trainer, Joe Gallagher, who he mentions, battling stage 4 cancer, had surgery last month. So incredible to be doing what he's doing with this battle.
Absolute warrior mindset in the corner coming from trainer Joe Gallagher. That's, by the way, great anecdote, Mike. That's amazing to hear. And God bless him for being here with us. But round number 4, let's see how fresh the legs are for Christian Robles here. Looks like he's gained some wits about him in the corner. But he has taken some damage over the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, and look, we're watching Robles. Robles is clearly a solid opponent for this level. And for Mikey that only has 1 knockout in 9 fights, maybe does he have improved power? Is it something he's working on?
Seems to look like that, for sure. Because, again, you're seeing him sit down on these counters. It was early on in the fight when you started to see Mikey Talon do something like that and find that counter right hand. Obviously, there's patterns being developed, but that's what you want to see to go to that next level. Winning, but doing so in impressive fashion. We talked about the opportunity tonight here in front of HE, here in front of all of the bright lights and the stardom that comes along with the Canelo Crawford fight week. This is the performance you look for.
Absolutely. And, you know, Mikey Talon's going to waste no time getting back in the ring, Wade. He fights again October 4th
in
England. So
that's gangster right there, baby. That's what we like. Less than a month away from his next fight. How do you feel about fighters doing that, planning fights that closely ahead?
At this level, I like it. I think it's very important for development to keep fighting. And frankly, I think the guys at the top level don't fight nearly enough. That's why I give Canelo Alvarez so much credit. Canelo Alvarez fights at least twice a year. You see a lot of fighters only fight once every 18 months when they're making big money.
That's a great point. And Terence Crawford, not quite 18 months, but once a year. Once a year usually with his fights, and Canelo tends to stay more active while also being probably the biggest name in, not probably, is the biggest name in the sport. That's what you like to see at that level, but I agree with you. When you're at prospect level, when you're trying to cut your teeth, get experience, but also hone your craft, you have to be active.
Yeah, you just have to be. And Terence Crawford, he's only had the last year, Wade, and he's had more than one fight, was 2019. Think about that.
Oh, big right hand. That's incredible. For Terence to stay as sharp as he does, whilst not having as much activity as, championship level fighters for the most part, outside of, like you said, some of the biggest money fights, he looked probably the best I've seen him in that Errol Spence fight, and that was after a massive layoff. It's incredible.
No, yeah, and you know what it is? He stays in the gym.
Yeah. And another great round right here from Mikey Talon as he has continued to just eat up space. Hasn't been the big-time, nasty, damaging punches that we saw in the last round, but just ticking away.
Yeah.
Jab, the right hand, everything else behind it.
And now, Wade, we see Mikey Talon with a cut over the left eye. He's trickling some blood. I don't know if that was from a punch or a clash of heads, but it looks like it is above the eye in a bad spot.
Well, that overhand right is something that Christian Robles' corner has been calling for. Feints, the jab, and then find that overhand. They feel it's an opening they can take advantage of. Maybe we can see on replay here, but that would make sense if he's landed a couple of them.
You might have to kiss that October 4th fight goodbye.
I know, no. We can't have it. They got to heal up from these. But listen.
Don't worry, nothing there.
We still have a round to go here. And Mikey Talon, it's been one-way traffic, I think, since about that second round on. But what do you want to see in this last round?
Right, but you have to set it up, right?
Slam the door and really put that emphasis on this win.
It's over the top, that's it, block it.
Needs to sit down on the shots.
Shoot.
Said.
All right, but don't be holding your feet.
Just tell
They've got to use
don't
that
worry,
right eye as a
there.
target to come for it now, son. All right? And then after the right hook, has got to come the left hook, all right? Control that breathing, you okay? Right, big breath. Yeah, okay. Back to your boxing. Good boxing, nice and sharp. You can't be pulling that down. You're up now after 4, all right? Okay, good boxing.
So I am getting word that it was a punch that landed, that drew the cut. We're going to try to get that replay. Round 5 of 6 here in our opening bout tonight. Good call, by the way, Mike. Okay, sharp eyes. I see you.
Yeah, it looks like I don't see any blood right now, so it looks like Paul Butler, the former
Great
champion.
job, baby. Great
Jack
job
of
in the
all
corner.
trades, huh?
Come on. Cutman extraordinaire.
You know, wait, I can't think of many former champions that have been cutmen. I can think of many trainers, but cutmen, can you?
No, not off the top of my head. And I think it just speaks to the belief in this young fighter. He has so many experienced guys wanting to be a part of his career. So to see where Mikey Talon can go will be something special to watch. And right now, we're seeing him just continue to go forward, Mike. It's been one-way traffic. He's continuing to control the ring, control the fight.
Yeah, he's definitely taken his foot off the gas, though, I think, since he scored that knockdown. He kind of pushed for the knockout. He seems a little tired by the end of the round, and I think since then he's going a little bit slower, more pace.
There's that jab. Nice right hand from Robles there. And a left hook to the body as well. As Talon comes back with a right hand in the body of his own. And Robles almost exclusively looking for that overhand now. He wants it.
I'd like to see him set up that overhand with a jab to the body.
Yeah,
jab to the body.
Change that, yep. There's a nice triple jab, pushing Talon back a bit.
Look, Robles' game, that's what you want. At this level, you're trying to get some rounds in, trying to improve and step up your competition. And I think Robles has served his part.
Look at that 2-1 right there. Straight right hand and then followed it with the jab. Kind of the reverse of how you usually set up shots. And I love that switch in tempo from Mikey Talon. Chopping right hand there from Talon.
Yeah, he's definitely a bit of a creative fighter, huh?
Mm-hmm. I like to see the adjustments. Just when you think that Robles may get the timing of that counter right hand, you switch up and lead with it. That's the sweet science. That's the dance. That's 45 seconds here in round number 5.
Stop. Get off him. Get off him.
Goes right to the uppercut behind the jab. Beautiful shot there from Talon.
Yeah, I think Talon has abandoned any hope of the knockout at this point. Maybe this is why he has one knockout, but he's boxing very well.
Boxing very well. There was a nice right hand landed there from Robles. And listen, there's always that classic debate on kind of what you do when you are up big in a fight. This is a great opportunity, I think, for him to get some rounds. Obviously, he's in there with a dog. And Christian Robles, maybe you don't want to take that risk and open up too much to give a shot to something that hasn't been anything but a dominant fight from Mikey Talon.
No, at this stage, it's definitely much more important to win than get the knockout. No question about
Doing
that.
very well again. Last 20 seconds, you're holding your feet. What did I tell you? All he's looking for is a home run overhand right on your right. And at the end then, you held your feet and you let him do it. You can't do that, son. You can't. They'll forget what you've done the first 2 minutes and score what they've done in the last half minute, all right?
Double jab, chopping right hand right there from Talon, and a return right hand from Robles as well. But look at that uppercut. Set up behind the jab. He gets back to range with the frame. It's just good fundamental work there.
Punching hand tight. He's there all the time, whether it's right hand, left uppercut, or right hook, uppercut, left hook body, all right? Okay? Last round, all right? Don't let them rub you on this, all right? Okay? Stay switched on.
12 seconds out, not 2-6.
This is the 6th and final round.
Mike, I'm going to need you to translate. He said, don't let him knob you there. What does that mean?
I think it means don't let him catch you on the chin. You know, I think
I'm trying to work on my scouser, man. I'm trying to work on my slang.
I mean, yeah, obviously, like we said, you know, at this stage, you have to win, and rounds are at a premium when you're fighting in 6-round fights.
Right.
But clearly, Mikey Talon's won every round.
There's a nice left hook from Robles. But, yeah, it feels like exactly what his corner said. Don't get hit with the home run shot. Keep your feet. Keep discipline. And go in there and win this fight. So I think this has been a great experience, great fight for Mikey Talon. But now you get into a zone of, can you go to that next level? And when you are up in a fight, bring it home in impressive fashion.
Yeah, and again, I just don't think he has. I don't think that's part of the game plan right now. I think he had his moment where he went for it, and the moment when it came.
And it's not. It may not be in his game plan entirely. It's not the boxer it seems like he is, right? So, and that's sometimes when you get those knockdowns and when you get those knockouts is the shots you're not planning on hitting with like insane, crazy power. They land flush, and it just happens to be that you knock the guy down.
And hey, there was another fighter at his same weight class, also from England, who didn't care about the knockouts and had a pretty good career, Sonny Edwards.
Oh, there's another stinging right hand. That's true. It's a great pull, but another big right hand. And look at this. As Robles just decides he wants to walk through it, and he's getting tagged for it on the way in. There's 3 or 4 shots there that he just kept walking through, but what a chin.
As you and I both know, when you're a Robles, you have to, your job is to be the opponent. Oof. Fighting like this, he's going to get more shots, Robles. He's going to get more opportunities.
No doubt about it. And this is a big stigma in the sport of boxing that I think is changing little by little, is the worry of the O or the loss or the win. And of course, everybody, it's a sport. We all want to win. And every fighter should be in there looking to win. But the performance itself should be, I think, at least looked at as far as a fighter's career goes. And I think Robles has earned himself, like you said, some pretty entertaining fights going forward.
No question. I think the performance is so much more important. Again, Mayweather made this oversized importance to the O, but it's about fights and entertainment, right?
Yeah. Nice hook there from Talon. Nice hook on the way back, though, from Robles. Last 35 seconds. I have a pretty good understanding what I think Robles is going to do here in these last 10. He's going to bite down that mouthpiece and swing for the fences. Let's see how Talon can handle that blitz. But what a fight it's been to start off here, Mike.
It's been fun. You can tell both guys have been in a fight. Both guys are welted up. Even Mikey Talon's face is a little swollen, especially around the cheeks.
Here we go. Nice overhand right there from Robles. Here's our last 10 seconds. And look at this. Mikey Talon! Cut him hurts him in the last 10! What a shot! I I thought it would be Robles that said, let's throw down. Instead, it was Mikey Talon. And that's the end of the fight. Wow, what a punctuation mark on our first fight of the Canelo Crawford open workout undercards.
By the way, Wade, that was very strange from the ref. He didn't have Robles go to the neutral corner. He just did the count, and I didn't know if Robles was frozen or what was going on. But
oh my goodness.
I was worried for a second, then until I realized that Robles was fine, but he just didn't make him go to the neutral corner.
Whew. What a shot. Oh my goodness, and what a fight. For a guy,
Listen, big stage, everything else.
and Mickey Talon that doesn't have a ton of knockouts on his record, to fight with that sort of ferocity and that viciousness. Look at this.
That right uppercut that you mentioned.
Goodness.
He bent his knee in half there.
The
Folded
knees
him.
were wobbling. It looked like a lawn chair being folded. And credit once again to Christian Robles. What a chin he has, but man, what a punctuation.
See Mikey Talon admiring his work, like Juan Soto hitting a homer. He's just...
So did y'all see that one? Come on now.
You know, if you had 25, 30 more seconds in that round, you might have got it.
Oh, absolutely. And again, it didn't look like it was a punch that he was looking for a knockout on. He was just, again, doing what had gotten him success throughout the fight. But what a performance. And again, what a way to show yourself on a week where all the eyes will be on the sport of boxing.
Yeah, we'll definitely be seeing and hearing more about Mikey Talon, and I'll be interested to see if he's going to fight in a few weeks after suffering that cut. It didn't seem to be that bad of a cut.
Good point. Yeah, man. I don't know. We'll see. But like you said, I love to see him continue to stay active. Sure, there's some things that he could have done better, but that's what a fighter at this stage is in there to work on, continuing to get better.
Actually, he has experience cutman Russ Amber in his corner, too.
There you go.
So.
Well, let's now send it to Thomas Schreiber with our official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges, Kermit Bayless, Chris Migliori, and Ricardo Ocasio, are in agreement. They all scored the same, 59-53, all for your winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated, Mikey the Omen Talon!
Mikey Talon moves to 10-0. What a fight, what a performance for this young man. He came into Vegas and left his mark here at the Fontainebleau. And HG is impressed. He's loving that action in our first fight of the night. And it started out the way it ended. One-way traffic for Mikey Talon. Make no mistake about it, Christian Robles came to fight, but Mikey Talon came to win with shots like that. Huge right hand sent Robles to the canvas the first time. He continued up with that damage, following up with big-time punches, finding a home for shots, accuracy, and eventually the punctuation mark on this fight right there in the closing seconds of this 6th-round matchup. Mikey Talon, your winner. Can't wait to see what he gets up to next. And he's going to go make a trip. I think I know who he's going to speak with. HE himself. And what a moment this has got to be for him, Mike.
Yeah, no question. You're kicking off fight week, first fight of the week, and punctuated the performance with that big knockdown. Almost as good as a knockout.
Almost. Just, like you said, 10, maybe 20 seconds away. But these moments, they create opportunities, and those opportunities could take you around the world. I mean, it did right here to Las Vegas.
Yeah, especially when it happens at the end of the fight. You're going to remember that.
Be excited to see what comes next for Mikey Talon, your winner in the first fight of the night. All right, well, that was our first fight. Let's go to fight number 2 in the heavyweight division. Thomas Schreiber is standing by.
We continue with the big boys of boxing, the heavyweight division. let's first welcome to the ring, Skyler Big Dog Lacey.
Look at this pacing, Wade. We're right into that. I
love it. This is what I'm talking about. Get these fights going. You don't want to hear me yapping. I want to see what the big dog is bringing. Skyler Lacey, 8-1-2 with 6 knockouts. He's 6'7".
And right behind us, we have the legend Carl Froch, Hall of Famer.
That's right, the Cobra in the building tonight. How about this, though, Mike? 6'7" walking in there, son. NBA small forward getting in.
He did the Kevin Nash walk into the ring.
I know, stepped over the top rope.
Over the rope.
Let's go. Let's go.
And now let's welcome to the ring, Yoandy Idolo del Rincón do Irak.
Yoandy Toriak. Some people saying the #1 potentially Cuban heavyweight roaming around out there. I know there's a ton of hype and excitement about Yoandy. There's also people like Daniel the Fear Barrow out there as well. But a lot of eyes on Yoandy tonight.
Yeah, obviously a lot of really good Cuban heavyweights. You know, Frank Sanchez, Luis Ortiz, and you mentioned Perro. So we'll see if Grandy can join them and make something of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the heavyweight division. Brought to you by Riyadh Season, The Ring, and Sella. Be sure to watch Canelo vs. Crawford live on Netflix this Saturday, September 13th. The 3 judges assigned will be Robert Bird, Lisa Giampa, and Jack Reese. Our referee in charge will be Alan Huggins. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing black trunks and weighed in officially at 261.2 pounds. Coming to us from Indianapolis, Indiana, he brings a professional record consisting of 8 wins, just 1 defeat, 2 draws, with 6 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Skyler Big Dog Lacey. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing white with gold and weighed in officially at 267.8 pounds. Hailing from Havana, Cuba, he is undefeated with 3 wins. All 3 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated, hard-hitting Yoandy Idolo del Rincón do Irak.
Okay, gentlemen, you've both been given the instructions. Obey my command at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Anything from here on up is good. From here on up is good. Touch gloves. Good luck to you both. Let's go, baby. Take us out.
6 rounds in the heavyweight division between Yoandy Toriak versus Skyler Lacey.
Look.
I expect fireworks in this one. And how about this, Mike? Yoandy has a 78-inch reach at 6'3". Crazy enough, a 4-inch reach advantage on Skyler Lacey, who's 6'7".
And we mentioned Luis Ortiz earlier. He has kind of the Luis Ortiz build.
I was going to say, you turn him southpaw, and we might have the same one-for-one comparison there, but he is a unit. At 6'3", 267.
Yeah, and obviously from the Cuban School of Boxing, he claims to have a 378-37 amateur record.
Oh my God.
Almost 500 amateur fights.
Looks very poised in there. Nice right hand to the body goes Lacey. But like you said, Cuban schooling, very patient, great defensively. But you know what? There is a new wave of Cuban boxer happening kind of in front of our eyes. We're seeing a lot of that Cuban school be kind of flipped on its head, and a lot more aggressive Cuban boxing we've seen, I would say, over the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, absolutely. You've even seen it with Arizona de Lara as he's aged and lost some of those legs. So, but yeah, the Perros definitely are aggressive. You're right.
Why do you think that is? I mean, obviously it's the defensive style, very much an amateur style. Coming into the pro scene, guys need to be a lot more aggressive. But why do you think that's changed over the years?
I just think that fighters realize that they need to deliver entertainment if they want opportunities, Wade. And you've seen Guillermo Rigondeaux, who's one of my favorites. I think I was the only one because so many people dogged him. They didn't like watching his skills.
That's a great point. And again, boxing is a spectator sport as much as it is a combat sport. Having a not necessarily entertaining style, but a style that provides entertainment for the fans is something people are always going to want to watch.
Absolutely. And, you know, Torek, he has a very experienced trainer in his corner, Stacy McKinley, 75 years old.
Wow.
And trained Mike Tyson, trained Ray Mercer, Shannon Briggs. We see him shouting right now.
Oh, the short left hook right there from Toriak. A nice stiff jab. Looking to utilize that head movement, playing some games with his guard here.
He's doing some like kung fu moves over there.
Some Wing Chun, it looked like there from Toriak, but he's right now trying to do all that to get to that position, right? To break the guard down of Skylar Lacey and have him kind of looking at different places. Don't pay attention to the fact that I'm getting closer and closer, and then he's going to look to drop a bomb.
We need to see more of Skylar Lacey. This guy seems straight out of Central Casting.
He's got right now. He's doing well.
He is.
Setting up with his jab. Look at that. Keeping the range. Shoulder rolling that jab from Toriak. Again, Yoandi trying to use that head movement and then punctuate behind it. That was a close round right there. Very good start for both fighters, and honestly, a surprising start for Skylar Lacey.
Yeah, you don't see Yoandi fighting with a ton of fire early on.
Only 6 rounds here. Let's see if he will speed it up in this second round.
Real close, okay? Yeah, listen, hold on, let me talk, man. Listen to me real close, all right? You got to double the jab, okay? Listen, it's too much of this, too much of that. Double the jab, knock the punches down, okay? No problem. Hit him in the body. Side to body, side to the body. Work off the jab. Double it. Because he's tall. Double the jab.
So you saw the graphic there. Eddie Reynoso, head trainer, obviously a little bit preoccupied this week with Canelo Alvarez, so not in the corner tonight. But you saw the instruction there. It's a little bit too much head movement. Start knocking those punches down. Set things up with the jab. Do you think that was a little bit of Toriak coming out, maybe underestimating Skylar Lacey a tad bit there?
Yeah, it could be for sure. I mean, obviously, just like the first fight, he is there to lose. This is a showcase fight. But yeah, Yoandi, he is with Canelo Promotions. And look, if you're with Reynoso and Canelo Alvarez, you're going to get opportunities. And I'm sure they're not going to waste their time.
Not at all. Just didn't feel like a very happy corner with that first round. Maybe a little bit of lackadaisical start there for Yoandi, and looking to step on the toes here with a big left hook to start round 2 is Toriak. And there's Skylar Lacey chopping with the right hook to the body. And you do see, you know, we talk about Team Canelo, Eddie Reynoso in the corner. There's a winging right hand missed from Yoandi. You see a similar style in the way he fights.
Yeah, and you have Frank Sanchez, who's also with Reynoso. So Reynoso seems to like those Cuban heavyweights.
Yeah. And you see a bit more of a Canelo-esque style, trying to bend at the waist, a bit more flat-footed, trying to inch his way to range to let go big power shots. There's a right hand to the body from Yoandi.
You know, for a Cuban fighter, I don't see a whole lot of jabbing from Yoandi.
Again, I wonder if that's a bit of it. Oh, nice jab there.
He heard us.
I know. Looked right at you, said that one was for you, Mike. being with Eddie Reynoso, I wonder if that's a bit of the influence that you see. Not that Canelo isn't a great jabber, because he is. Good right hand there. But you have seen him in recent years go away from things, setting things up with his jab and being more of a power puncher, kind of wading his way in to range to get there. You're seeing some of that here with Yoandi.
Wading his way in.
Wading his way in. That's right, buddy. had to work my name in there. Good right hand. Right in the splash zone. You gotta watch out, man. You gotta watch out. These heavyweights come over the top rope. I can't protect you, Mike. I'm out of her. But that was a good right hand there from Yoandi.
It's a great point you make, Wade, about the Canelo Alvarez and the jabbing. Yoandi definitely firing like right hand leads. He's seeming power game here.
And again, there is a massive height difference here, but the reach advantage does go to Yoandi. Nice jab there. Try to go level change overhand. And Skyler looks over here and said, who's cheering? That didn't land clean. Who's cheering for him? But look at this. Out of Skyler Lacey.
There's a smidge of James Toney in his game. It's like the lazy man fighting. Right? You just have like the very relaxed, loose arms at your hips, just winging shots.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing him to James Toney, mind you.
No, that's what I heard. I heard that's the heavyweight James Toney right there.
James Toney was a heavyweight.
At one point, yeah.
Well, not at his best, but
yeah.
I always thought James Toney could have been a pretty damn good heavyweight if he got in shape and stayed with it.
At one point in time, round 2 is in the books. Mike, you're looking at this. How are you scoring this through 2 rounds?
That was definitely Yoandi's round. The first round was closer, but I don't see a lot of
always looking for the little right hand.
Showcase
Keep
fight,
turning.
but
Keep the jab in his face. Keep turning. Jab hook. When you get
we take a look here on replays. Not too much action in that second round, but he picked it up a little bit more.
Take your time. Keep the jab going. Jab, you hook, you turn. Bring the right hand over it. It's easy. You can beat this guy easy. Take your time. Yeah. But I want your jab more though. I want more jab. You're trying to load up. You want to sit still. Don't sit still. Keep turning. Keep turning. Don't sit still.
Great corner instruction there. Out of the corner of Skyler Lacey.
Guy wearing a t-shirt that says "Make America Gangsta Again." So.
I love it, baby. Let's get gangsta out here.
And
a heavyweight fight. Come on.
Hey, Skyler Lacey is called the big dog, so
he's got to eat here in this third round. I thought, like you said, Mike, I thought he had a great start to the fight. That second round, Yoandi started to put it together with the lead right hands, getting back to his jab. But look at this, as Skyler Lacey tries to put the pressure on in round 3.
Yeah, and Skyler Lacey is certainly game. It's no surprise. This guy's sparred with Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, and he's a former Gold Glove champion.
Can utilize that jab here. There's a 1-2 from Lacey, chop to the body from Yoandi. There's a double jab. Watch yourself, Mike. The splash zone right here in front of us. There's a nice double jab, triple jab there from Lacey. Toriak just trying to find his way past the taller man right now. Needs the jab there for it.
Toriak pretty heavy on his feet, huh?
Very, very flat-footed in 2.5 rounds that I've seen so far. And one shot at a time, too, Mike. You're not seeing a lot of combinations. Not that he is going to sit in the pocket at heavyweight and throw a ton of combinations, but you're seeing the lead right hand and stop. You're seeing the jab and stop. And look at Skyler Lacey taking advantage with combinations on the return.
Yeah, and you see Toriak's trunks are now falling off to the point the protector's bare.
Yeah, well, listen, we might have to go NSFW if those things fall any further here. Somebody help my man out.
I'm surprised the ref is not doing something about this.
He's locked. Oh, here we go.
The protector's never mind. The protector's at the point now where it's actually going to protect the body shot. That's
right.
Actually,
yeah, it's moving up to almost
like
chest
a PED.
line.
These are PED, not PEDs, but some PE something. Performance enhancing body.
PEDs, performance enhancing protector. There you go. Oh, right hand there from Yoandi, and that's the biggest right hand. And there's another one behind it. He's finding success with that lead right hand, Mike.
Lacey did a nice job turning him there, getting out of danger.
2 big right hands there. Almost the entirety of what we've seen from Yoandi in terms of damage have been from that right hand. Nice up jab there. from Toriak.
Skyler Lacey just looks like a guy you do not want to meet in a dark alley.
It's a big man in there, 6'7", coming forward with the jab. It'll be a very interesting listen here into Yoandi Toriak's corner, because I could sense that they're getting a little impatient with his performance here.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to say, at least if it was me, it's like, stop messing around in there.
Because round by round, as this goes by, and that's another close round right there, you're seeing confidence in the corner of Skyler Lacey. I want to hear what we have in the corner of Yoandi Toriak.
Stand up, stand up. You got to stand up. Come on, sit down, sit down.
He's trying to pull a George Foreman. He said, sit down.
Tell him what I'm saying now. You got to work off your jab, okay? Tell him to keep his head up and stop ducking. Stop ducking down. Keep your hands up, because you're letting him hit you, okay? Keep your hands up and stop ducking, okay? You got the mouthpiece? You got the mouthpiece?
Second time. Let's go.
You got the mouthpiece?
Keep your head up, stop ducking. Good instructions. I mean, this has not been a very complex message in the corner of Yoandi Toriak. It's keep your hands up, start jabbing, stop just bending over at the waist.
And Wade, you called it. McKinley was definitely frustrated in that corner. I think, look, he looks tired, right? He not showing much urgency. We're talking about Mikey Talon showing us wanting to see more of him. So far, Toriak has got to turn it on if we want to see him again.
Absolutely. In the back half of this fight, he needs to turn on and showcase what, without any pun intended, what the hype is about, right? We came into this fight looking at potentially a Cuban heavyweight that we want to see going forward. I haven't seen in this fight to this point what that amateur record was supposed to show us.
Right, and look, only 3 pro fights. This is his 4th, but you're 30 years old, like you said, more than 400 amateur fights. It's time now.
You have to fast track him at that age, right? And I think that is the plan, but right now the plan is getting interrupted by one Skyler Lacey, who, I don't know how this fight will be scored, but he's in their game and looking to win this fight. Clearly came in shape and took this seriously. Good right hand to the body there from Yoandi.
I just want to see him string some punches together, one at a time, one at a time.
There's that step-in jab that they're looking for in the corner. There's his hands going up to protect. It looks like Yoandi's potentially locked in a little more here in this 4th round. There's a nice jab from Lacey as well. Got to let that one go, though. If you're Skyler Lacey, you can't leave anything out in the ring tonight.
And the referee still isn't doing anything about Yoandi's protector coming up and really going above the belly button there.
Yeah, it's got to be some sort of fitting issue that he's having with that, but I don't know. Get that guy a diaper at this point, something. I don't know. Whatever we got to do, Mike. Check left hook there from Skyler Lacey and a jab to the body, Yoandi. Last minute here in round number 4.
Now there's a pattern, just like Robles in the first fight. We're seeing why Skyler Lacey gets these kind of fights. He's fought Arias. He's got some good fights under his belt.
Again, a circling the jab and a right hand, a left hook from Skyler Lacey. Yoandi with a pull and a jab of his own there. But like you said, Mike, you'd like to see a bit more urgency out of the heavyweight here in round number 4. He's turning on a bit more here in this 4th round than he has in previous rounds, and looking like he's wanting to stalk forward a little more, having more success on the lead foot. There's a nice right hand to the body. And a nice combination on the return from Lacey. Nice 1-2 to end the round from Skyler Lacey. I'll tell you what, we got to fight.
Skyler Lacey has something to prove. His last fight was a DQ loss to Brandon Moore. He was
Settle around, relax.
Wrestling through the ropes, Wade.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, deep breath. Tell me what I tell you to tell me. Tell me it's a better round. Tell me it was a better round.
As we look back here, both fighters having some success Right hand to the body, a jab, and then a right hand over the top from Skylar Lacey. But I will say the last round definitely felt like a better round for Yoandi than the previous 3, honestly. It felt like he was starting to finally show some urgency, show some pace, and was landing with some authority. And you hear the corner there, win this round big. I have a feeling we're going to see the best version of Yoandi Toriak right here in this 5th round.
And I would sure hope so, Wade. I mean, this is a 6-round fight. He doesn't need to pace himself too much.
Got to go now.
He's got to start throwing punches now. We don't have stats for this fight, but it doesn't feel like a lot of punches have been thrown or landed.
And it doesn't feel like there's a massive gap between the two either.
No, it does not.
You can have Yoandi up on the cards here, or it could potentially be 2-2.
And again, you said it. He's had more than 400 amateur fights. I'm not seeing it.
Again, I don't know. Again, you just never know what's going through a fighter's mind, what they came into a fight with. Who knows? But what I can see in the ring right now is some urgency out of the blue corner, and the red corner still trying to look for that. But last round was a better one for Yoandi. There's a nice jab. And it's not a question of skill, talent, anything like that. You see it.
No, you see it.
You see the eyes, you see the responses, and you see, again, the movement, the ability from Yoandi Toriak, but you don't right now see that killer instinct, that urgency.
You don't see any fire. You don't see that second gear.
And Lacey looking to keep that distance with his jab. Nice counter on the turn there from Skylar Lacey.
You see that sequence there, right? Toriak, he kind of swarms his way in, no jab, and then when he gets on the inside, he just threw one punch.
A nice left hand to the body there from Toriak.
But as usual, nothing followed up.
Right, one at a time. We're not seeing those follow-up punches. We're seeing a nice right hand there. And now he's gaining in some confidence and starting to walk down. Skylar Lacey
now, yeah.
And you can tell when he finds whatever he's looking for, that confidence shoots up and he goes forward with some intention. But then if Skylar Lacey's able to reset, things kind of slow down a bit. There's a nice right hand to the body from Yoandi, a jab behind that. Looking for the right hand, not quite there. Skylar on the back foot. Ooh, big left hook.
Nice left hook to the body.
Under a minute here in round number 5. Chopping right hand to the body from Yoandi.
It just feels like right now that Yoandi's reaching a lot. He doesn't have the right distance on a lot of these shots.
Not getting there with his feet, it doesn't look like, Mike. And he eats a right hand on the top of the head there. Nice combination to the body from Skylar Lacey. But you're right, you're seeing a lot of hopping into range. You're seeing a lot of, there's a nice right hand, but when he does hop into range, when he is kind of leaping with that jab, it doesn't set himself up to throw the right hand or the left hook behind it because of the balance issues that come from it.
Right, balance issue. I mean, clearly he's not in the best shape. Maybe that's affecting things. He's very front foot heavy.
And he gets tagged, his timing continually getting interrupted with that jab from Skylar Lacey.
Nicely Skylar Lacey cut over the left eye. That's 2 fights and 2 cuts over the left eye, Wade.
We're 2 for 2 on cuts over that left. And both men trade jabs in the round. Again, a better round for Yoandi, but still, to me, close fight.
Listen. Tell me it was a good round. This is the last round. We got to fight, okay? Okay? We got to fight for 3 minutes. That's all we got, okay? Win this round, you win the fight, okay? Got to win this round big. Let it all hang out. That's what I say, man. All right, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
You gotta love that. Stacey McKinley just talking that talk in the corner. Tell him what I said.
Tough gloves.
Now, obviously, that's a bit more concern than you would think you would have heard coming into this fight. You got to win this last round and you win the fight. But here we are. Maybe some unfamiliar territory for Yoandi Toriak, but this is, when you're talking about a prospect that you need to potentially fast track quickly, this may be the perfect fight for him.
Look, to talk about His Excellency being ringside, trying to make a statement, Canelo Crawford fight week, we're just not seeing it yet, but he still has 3 minutes to right the wrongs.
How about that from Skylar Lacey with a jab right hand over the top?
Skylar Lacey came to fight.
He came to fight. He is switched on.
He's obviously limited compared to Yoandi.
But you know what? I'll tell you this. Sometimes talent be damned. I want to see a guy go in there and want it.
No question.
And I'm seeing that out of Skylar Lacey, and I'm still waiting on that for Yoandi Toriak, who looks very, very tired, who has a ton of ability. And if he comes over the top of that right hand, it could be dangerous for Skylar Lacey, but I got to see that urgency, man.
I'm trying to remember the last time I've seen a combination. That was a double jab, kind of a version of a combination.
He wants that big-time right hand over the top. You can see that. But like you said earlier, Mike, he's having a hard time getting to it.
Yeah, he's just like searching for one big knockout punch.
Lacey ties him up here with a minute and a half left in our final round. And he's having a bit of a hard time getting there because of the jab of Skylar Lacey, who has consistently poked it out there throughout the fight, making Yoandi reset, frustrating him when he can't land that combination. Whether Skylar Lacey wins this fight or not, this is a performance he can be proud of.
And there is a stigma in boxing that we all know about. Like you fight in Cuba, you have no freedom, you defect, and then you get to the U.S. and you have all this freedom.
Things change a little bit.
It's natural.
It takes.
Just missed on that right hand.
Just missed on a massive right hand there is Yoandi Toriak. But it takes a special fighter to stay hungry when you start to have success, and to stay hungry when you're finding yourself in great camps around great fighters and you see what they have and you want what they have. But you got to continue to stay locked in, stay hungry for that. And again, if anything, this will be a lesson for Yoandi Toriak tonight, and a good reminder for him about what it's needed to be a high-level prospect to go to that next level. And again, you need fights like this.
Right, like you said, we can't get in his head. We don't know what's going on, if he took him lightly, if there's distractions. It's my first time seeing him fight, but
it's a good right hand there from Toriak and a good right hand from Lacey at the end of the fight here. Great 6-round fight in the heavyweight division between Yoandi Toriak and Skylar Lacey. The big dog came to fight tonight. I think Yoandi Toriak probably did enough here to win.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
But a great fight nonetheless. Yeah, listen, when I look at the things you can take a look for Yoandi Toriak, definitely some cardio issues. And again, we have no idea coming into the fight what that could be, but something that needs to be worked on nonetheless. I think a realization as to what it takes to move to that next level is something that he's found in this fight. And hopefully this is a reminder that nothing in this game is given and everything is earned.
Right, look, this isn't a bodybuilding contest, obviously. Sometimes you see heavyweights that aren't in the best shape physically, but then they have the conditioning, but not the case here.
Not the case at all, but again, a massive opportunity tonight. And right now, a man standing with us, H.E. Turki Al-Sheikh, has been instrumental in these fights happening, and what a moment for these fighters to have. Skylar Lacey taking advantage, in my opinion. Yoandi, I think a reminder for him of the opportunities that can be in front of him with these type of fights on this type of card. Oh, listen, Coppinger's the man right here. This right here is, you know what I mean? I love sharing the desk with Coppinger because not only can I get some of the inside scoops, I'm down with it. I need it. I need Coppinger here. I know. That Turki Al-Sheikh asking me what I think about Coppinger sitting here with me. I said, listen, I love sitting here with Cop. We've had a great night so far. We're going to have a great night tomorrow on the Underdog card. I can't wait for that. A brand new series here. But let's go ahead and send it to the ring and get our official decision with Thomas Stryper.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Lisa Giampa scores it 59-55 for Skylar Lacey. Judge Jack Reese scores it 59-55 for Yoandi Torira. And Judge Robert Bird scores it 57-57. This bout is a split draw.
Split draw in our second bout of the evening. And Mike, we sat here and talked about it. These things will happen when, and again, what I don't want to do is take away from Skylar Lacey, who came out here and put it on the line. Is he the most physically talented heavyweight in the world? No. But you know what? He came out here to win this fight, and it showed in that judge's scorecard. I honestly don't have any problem with that, watching the way this fight was and how it went down.
Wade, great call. You and I saw the fight the same way, but I didn't think the judges would be so, would give the fair shake there.
I love it.
When you have an A-side, obviously that's the prospect, the guy that has the 400-plus amateur fights, has the big backing of Reynoso, and look at your Skylar Lacey. That's a big win for you. You come in and get a draw in a fight like this. You're going to get another opportunity once again.
Again, that's why you come and have these fights. And again, we talked about lessons being learned. Yoandi Toriak is going to have to take some lessons from this fight, and he might have to go back to the drawing board and really answer that question. Why are you doing this? Why do you put those gloves on? Is this sport what you truly want to be doing? Because if it is, you can't be having split draws. No offense to Skylar Lacey, but if you're a prospect, you can't be having those kind of performances.
Yeah, you see Skylar Lacey, look, what I liked about him was he was popping that jab.
He was active.
He had the range control.
He wanted to win. He was showing heart in there. He kept answering the call every time it felt like, oh, okay, there's the punch that Yoandi landed that's going to change this fight. Skylar pushed back and said, no, sir.
Very hard to win a fight when you're throwing one punch at a time and you're not landing that punch and scoring knockouts.
Can't do it. That's 2 fights down on this card. We still have 3 to go. And I think we're about to get our 3rd one underway. So let's go to Thomas Stryber.
Let's continue, and first welcome to the ring, Devontae Glory McDonald.
Devontae McDonald, 29 years old. He is 13-5 with 8 KOs. Big opportunity for him tonight as he walks in. I've got his record completely wrong. He's 8-5, 13 fights in total. But a massive opportunity versus a very highly touted prospect we're going to talk about in just a second, Mike.
And now let's welcome to the ring, the undefeated Brian the King Leon.
Mike, a ton of hype around Brian Leon. 8-0, 7 knockouts, he's 23 years old. If you watched the Netflix special leading up to this fight, you saw him in Canelo Alvarez's camp getting some sparring in. Canelo anointed him as the next big thing at 168 pounds.
Yeah, fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 8 rounds in the super middleweight division. Brought to you by Riyadh Season, The Ring, and Sella. Be sure to watch Canelo vs. Crawford live on Netflix this Saturday, September 13th. The 3 judges assigned will be Kermit Bayless, Chris Migliori, and Jack Reese. Our referee in charge will be Robert Hoyle. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing purple with yellow and weighed in officially at 168.8 pounds. Coming to us from Wenatchee, Washington, he brings a professional record of 8 wins, 5 defeats, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Devontae Glory McDonald. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing light blue with white and weighed in officially at 168.6 pounds. Hailing from Pinar del Rio, Cuba, he had a stellar amateur career and now as a professional is undefeated with 8 wins, 7 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated, hard-hitting Brian the King Leon.
Okay, I want a good, clean fight. I want you to obey my commands. All punches that land here are good. All punches that land here are good. Touch them up, scoot back.
Big time fight about to get going here between Brian Leon, 8-0 with 7 knockouts, taking on Devontae McDonald, 8-5 with 3 knockouts. These two are massive for 168 pounds. You look at them just shredded up. And there's so much to love about Brian Leon, Mike. You've obviously spoken with Team Canelo. What do they love so much about this guy?
You know, he's a very hard worker, and he's very talented. A lot of people, like you said, they think he has a shot to be a champion at 168. Obviously helps to be in the same division as Canelo, spars with him, and another good opportunity here. But this is definitely one of the best young prospects fighting this whole week.
There's a chopping left overhand. Orthodox southpaw matchup, always an interesting back and forth when you get those, Mike.
No question, no question. And Reynoso, can't be here right now with him in the corner. Obviously, he's busy with something.
Got Canelo.
Something a little bit more important this week.
Yes.
But Eddie Reynoso's called him a special talent. That is the total package. Said that his speed and he has extraordinary power to fight inside, outside. And he said most importantly, quote, his ring IQ is off the charts.
He's got great timing even right now in the first minute of the fight. You're seeing him pump that jab out, get just out of range, and then fire back with some counter shots. There's a nice left hand from Devontae McDonald.
Now, what do you think it means when you have a singular year tattoo in the middle of your chest?
Usually it's the year you're born. Unless it's something else that means something to you, a significant part of your life. Listen, I don't have any tattoos,
Me
so
neither.
I don't know anything about that, but it's got to be something significant. There's a right hand there. A nice jab. Super efficient right now is Brian Leon. Left hand to the body for McDonald, trying to keep himself out of that corner. But what I love is the big time. Like, I'm seeing so many different feints right now from Leon. Foot feints, hand feints, level changes. Just trying to confuse McDonald.
And just like the last fight, Wade, we have a fighter from the Cuban School of Boxing, fought as a Cuban amateur, but also with Team Reynoso.
Surprisingly not southpaw. A lot of the Cubans are now switching and fighting orthodox, but that's a new thing I think we've seen in the last few years.
Good point. You see he has both flags on his trunks.
Yep. Really liking the footwork from both fighters here. And again, in an orthodox southpaw matchup, you'll look at that lead foot for both guys, and you'll watch them as they either step on each other's feet or they try to get that outside track for that backhand to come straight down the center. And right now, both guys are having success there. There's a chopping right hand from Leon and a jab.
Yeah, McDonald's only been boxing for 5 years now.
Oh, big left hand there from McDonald. He ate a big shot as well. Look at that. Another left hand from McDonald. As Leon gets a little close there and gets tagged with some overhand. Strong, powerful guy. And Devontae McDonald, as good as Brian Leon is, you don't want to play with that kind of power.
No, you don't at all. And again, it's a theme that we've seen tonight. The records may not be glossy, but the opponents have come to fight.
And it's this opportunity here on Fight Week in Vegas. Look at that left hand.
Pulled straight back.
Pulled straight back, chin up in the air, and he gets tagged with it again here at the end of the round, doing the same thing as McDonald sat down on the jab, left hand again. Wasn't the strongest one, but got to the chin. And we talked about it a second ago. This moment, this week in Vegas, brings the best out of every fighter. So throw the records out. You're fighting the guy in front of you, not his record before he got in there.
Absolutely, like you said. Yeah, like I was saying before, McDonald only started boxing in 2020 and only had 3 amateur fights before turning pro. So there's a wealth of experience disparity here. A guy who was, in the Cuban school of boxing as an amateur, and a father of 5, married father of 5.
That right there is a different level of want, desire. When you're fighting for more than just you, and like you said, just picked up boxing in the last 5 years. That's incredible. And looks to be a great athlete, by the way, too. I have no doubt there were other sports in that background, and you're seeing that more and more here, especially in the United States. Guys coming over to boxing later on and having some success doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you see all the money you can make in boxing. It's a very lucrative sport, especially on the top end. So
Leon being a little bit more patient here in this second round as he felt some of that power. Nice right hand on the return there from Leon. Now he starts pumping that jab out. When you see this orthodox southpaw matchup, both guys want to get to those backhands. They want to line them up and either fire them straight down the middle or come around the guard over the top. Beautiful jab right hand to the body there from Leon.
And how do we feel, Wade? Eddie Reynoso used to train King Ryan Garcia. Now he has Brian King Salgado.
There's a King Canelo, as Mauro Ranallo once called him. I mean, there's a lot of kings in the camp. King Nello, there you go. I like that. There's a lot of kings in the camp of Eddie Reynoso right now. And, of course, there's a wealth of knowledge there as well. From the Reynoso camp, from Canelo, reaching the highest levels in the sport. Fighters want to be a part of that. And I think it says a lot about Brian Leon to, start with Canelo, preparing him for the Skull fight and wanting to stay in that camp. You want to be around greatness.
Yeah, and Canelo owns and operates a gym in San Diego where he also trains out of, but the last couple of years, Canelo's been training in the Sierra Nevada mountains. He likes the altitude, he likes the solitude. Obviously in San Diego with a big Mexican population, Canelo gets mobbed.
How important is that, Mike, for a fighter to get away from that comfort zone, to get away from their familiar surroundings during a camp and to focus in on their training? It feels like that is something that is almost as important as the training itself.
I think it's incredibly important, Wade. I mean, the great Muhammad Ali would go to the Poconos in Pennsylvania often. Again, altitude and solitude. I think both those things are important because the altitude, obviously, you're really improving your conditioning. You're running up those mountains. And you're seeing more and more fighters do that. Although, I mean, in recent years, I feel like in the last 20 years, people are getting away from it, right? But even on our ring show in May, we had a few fighters on that card, Devin Haney and Arnold Barbosa, that were both training in Big Bear.
Very popular spot Big Bear is for that kind of training.
Sugar Shane Mosley, right?
Yep.
De La Hoya.
Last few seconds, round 2 here. And again, a good back and forth round from both fighters. Very quiet bell there.
I didn't even hear the
bell. I didn't hear it either.
And McDonald made a face to be like, why did you punch me after the...
Great round there for both guys. I think a better round, though, for Brian Leon. They started with the jab for Leon in round number 2 and followed up with the right hand there. The manipulation of distance, the controlling of the pace. Great head movement there to get out of the way of that clubbing left hand. What I want to see from both fighters here in this third round is to start to pick up on the tendencies. I think Leon has done that. Now seeing that left hand time and time again. How you pick up on that and then counter over the top of it or in between it is what I want to see, that next progression here in this third round.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to make a statement if you're Brian Leon, and he is boxing well. We need a knockout on
What's that next step? I want to see that next gear, as you called it earlier on, right? I feel like this has been first gear for both fighters. No one wanting to open up too much, and that's because the danger zone is heavy with both guys, obviously. But that's where the magic happens, right? That is the sweet science, is being able to be dangerous and vulnerable at the same time, finding ways to make someone miss and make them pay.
Right, you're going to have to take chances. And you know, Eddie Reynoso loves teaching feints. You see Leon there trying to make McDonald bite on one of those.
One of the most important things in boxing, you know, we talk about someone's jab and it being able to take you around the world. I think just as important in the sport is your ability to feint, to draw reactions, to enter range behind something, not just walking forward.
And a lot of trainers do teach Wade, right, that you want to throw punches at varying speeds, but not Reynoso. Reynoso likes to throw everything hard. That way, if you bite on feints and you're wrong, you know, you're paying for it.
And that's why you see the Reynoso camp feint so hard, right? Everything looks just like they want to throw it. That was a nice right hand there from Brian Leon. But that's such a good point, Mike. Like, the feint has to be heavy for the punch to be heavy. So, again, you get those bites. And when you do think it's a feint and instead it's an actual punch, the delivery is devastating.
Right. If you guess wrong,
you're going down. Both fighters here trying to find an opening for those shots to land.
I do wonder how fighters are impacted, good or bad, when they're fighting in the afternoon like they are right now versus fighting at night, fighting.
It's a good point. Not only is it the afternoon, but it's the afternoon on the West Coast, depending on where you live. It's not something you're used to already with the time schedule. Then to back the fights up to 2, 3, 4 p.m., how does that affect you? As we know on Saturday, that those fights will be a lot later in the night.
Yeah, we're expecting around 9 p.m. West Coast time for Canelo and Crawford ring walks.
Which is, that's a nice right hand there from Brian Leon. That's Canelo's bread and butter. That fight, obviously, in Riyadh, a little bit of a shakeup from what he's used to. Coming back into Vegas, this is essentially Canelo's second home.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is going to be my 18th Canelo fight, and he's fought on Mexican Independence Day weekends and Cinco de Mayo weekend countless times in Vegas now. It's like a big Mexican party.
It felt like that yesterday at Grand Arrivals. They had him going up the escalator at a point in the Grand Arrivals. I was like, man, the people were screaming, the phones around. It felt like it was the Pope had entered the building. There's a straight left hand there at the end of the round for McDonald, but a very good round for Brian Leon here as he's starting to take control of this fight.
So are we going to see the white smoke on Saturday?
That is a good question, because as Canelo fights, the fans go crazy. I want to see what the walkout does look like. I want to see if there's I mean, of course there's going to be the pageantry, right? As we see some replays. The mariachis, of course. I want to see what that next level is, because you know Canelo, he loves that walkout. He has them all stacked up in his head.
You know, Canelo's really become a serious businessman. He has gas stations, he has pharmacies now.
Yeah.
He has alcohol. You can drink Canelo. You can fuel your car with Canelo.
Yo.
Especially on the inside. He is long. He's very long. That's why when you turn him, you take the power out of his shot. Okay? So just keep turning him.
Simple instruction there in the corner of Devontae McDonald. So he's long. How you combat that? You turn him. You got to cut angles. Clearly, McDonald having some trouble with the reach and the range of Brian Leon here.
Again, look, he's feinting. It's making McDonald, I think, hesitant.
And it's given Deontay McDonald a bit of some happy feet. You look at the feet, and they're not set. It feels very reactive as he eats a jab there. It almost feels like Devontae's trying to figure out what's coming versus doing what he needs to do, staying in his game plan, and it's keeping him a step behind. Great jab again from Leon. Now he's starting to walk forward on McDonald and take center of the ring. There's a hook right hand, Leon. Ooh, chopping right hand, Leon.
Nice job there, looping the right hand around the guard.
And it's the adjustments in such quick succession, Mike. You see the straight right hand. Cool, I showed you that. Now watch this one around the guard. Those are the marks of a high-level fighter.
Both these guys have incredible physiques, too.
For 168, they're monsters in there. Think about it. Tomorrow we'll see two fighters step in at 168 that won't be this big. Not anywhere close to it. Canelo not I mean, probably one of the smallest 168-pounders right now in the division. He's a smaller guy for that weight. Crawford coming up is also going to be a smaller guy for the weight.
Canelo's small in height and reach, but he is thick.
Dense.
Yeah,
bone density. Okay. Yes, he
Look
is.
at the back of Canelo, the calves.
Yep. You studied them calves, huh? Just studying the back of calves, Mike.
Hey, when you watch Manny Pacquiao fight, you see the power, you got to respect calves.
I've never seen calves like Manny Pacquiao's, in boxing or otherwise. That perplexes me. His calves look like people's quads. It makes no sense. But listen, it's one of the things that you have to look for when you watch a fight at 168 pounds with Canelo Alvarez is, what does his physique look like coming in? And it was a big deal made this week about Terence Crawford's physique.
I'm always a little hesitant to get caught in that trap. I remember when Jermell Charlo moved up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, and everyone was marveling how good he looked. And
he did, by the way.
And
he looked shredded up.
He did. And what happens? He ran.
Canelo decimated.
That was running. And I think there's a difference between boxing and running. Charlo ran.
I can almost guarantee if knock on wood here, I do not see Bud Crawford in any way, shape, or fashion running in this fight. Do you agree?
I don't think he'll run, but I do think there could be a moment in the fight where he feels that power moving up 2 weight classes, and the competitiveness in him makes him want to find a way to not get knocked out if he gets in a shaky moment.
The right hand there from Brian Leone. And McDonald trying to follow up here at the end of the round. That's something you said. That was very interesting, Mike. You said the competitive nature of Terence Crawford would essentially tell him in his own mind to not get knocked out. What do you mean?
I could just see when you have a fighter that's not prideful, if they're feeling crushing power and they find in their mind that they don't might say, okay, the competitiveness is to win in a way to not get knocked out. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if there's a moment in the fight where we see that Crawford can't take the power, he may have to make that decision.
Doing good, Brian. Pero no te pongas tieso.
I like the way you phrased that. That's a very interesting take on it, because the idea when you say, someone is so competitive that, it's kind of like go out on your shield competitive, never say die competitive. That's the way I look at Terence Crawford. Even if he feels that power, yes, the adjustments may need to be made, but I look at him as a guy, you've interviewed him, you know this, he wants to compete in everything.
Yeah, he's incredibly competitive, whether it's dominoes,
I just don't see that,
pong.
what you're going to. It's an interesting, thought process. I just don't see him going, yeah, you know what, I'm going to try to, save face or not get knocked out here. I think there may be an adjustment in strategy should that power be too much, but that's why we watch.
I never saw the second gear in the Madrigal fight. I think that fight was so long ago now, 13 months, people are forgetting. He did not look great in that fight, and that was his first fight at 54, and now he's going up 2 more weight classes.
Look at this right here. Speaking of going for it, Devontae McDonald starting to try to put on the pressure here and stomp on the gas here in round number 5 after Brian Leone is starting to take over this fight a little more.
Yeah, and it's effective for him. I think that's the only way McDonald has a chance to win this fight, is he's going to have to push him back. He's not going to outbox him.
And I think that might have been some of the instruction in the corner is like, listen, stop waiting and go, right? It's clear that he is a longer fighter, and if we sit here at range, he could potentially pick us apart. So get in there and again, rough him up a little bit, get on that front foot, put your foot on the gas, and make this a little uglier.
There aren't many fighters in this sport that can fight going backward and going forward. So a lot of fighters, if they like to come forward and you push them backward, they don't really know how to fight when they're on the back foot.
Combination there. And look at this. Devontae McDonald starts to walk forward. Had a lot of success.
Yeah. Seen some redness around the left eye of Leone.
Jab, right hook, nice slick uppercut there from McDonald.
I like it. He's being rough in there. He's pushing him around. This is the way.
There's another short uppercut. Referee separates him, and he goes right back to it.
Leone's getting frustrated. You saw he motion to the ref.
Absolutely. And this is if you're Devontae McDonald, this is what you want. You want to frustrate him a little bit, get him outside of his comfort zone, make him make a mistake, and make him pay. But this is a grueling way of fighting, and you got to be built a little different to constantly be forward, constant pressure, Again, even the small nuances of this clinch work, putting your forehead right in his eye socket, right on his cheek, and just rubbing your forehead on him. Again, referees warned him about that. But these are the old tricks of the game, Mike.
Now Leon's getting extra annoyed. He just shouted something at McDonald, and he went to the ref to say, do something about this.
Now, here's the other side of this. If Brian Leon fights better when he's a little pissed off, you might be feeding the beast a little bit.
I think McDonald's, this is the best round he's had all fight. And
absolutely.
I don't like it when fighters are complaining to the ref. If you think the fighter is roughing you up or something, do something about it. Foul him back or...
It's a fight.
Pull a Bernard Hopkins. It's a fight.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Pull a Bernard Hopkins.
Great round there from Devontae McDonald. And you see Brian Leon again say, hey, man, he's burying his forehead right in my freaking orbital bone.
Yeah.
There's
he's
something
not wrong.
about it. You're right. He's not wrong. But it's the referee's job to do it. It's not your job to tell the referee to do it.
Y usa el brazo para agarrar. Si tienes que darle para atrás está bien. Pero bájate y salte al medio del ring otra vez. Okay? Now watch the head, Chief.
There you go. Coach warning a referee once again. And if we take a look here on replay, and you can see Devontae McDonald, he's leading with his forehead a little bit, creating some separation and then using those uppercuts, but I don't see anything super egregious there.
No, neither do I. I mean, I'm not saying headbutts. I mean, is he fighting aggressively with his head coming forward a bit?
Both guys are having their head come forward a little bit there.
If you're McDonald, keep doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree there.
Maybe he loses his cool. I mean, he's already losing his cool and gets a little reckless.
And you look at the confidence now you're seeing out of Devontae McDonald after that last round. Again, records be damned. You can see a fighter at any point can gain confidence off anything and fight like an undefeated fighter. Fight like this is their world championship, and that's what you're seeing from McDonald here. And if you are Brian Leon, this is where you prove what high-level prospect you are. This is how you show how you deal with adversity. Sweeping left hook there from Leon.
You definitely feel the intensity ratchet up a notch.
Absolutely. Nice combination off his back foot. And jabs his way off the ropes there. And now Leon coming forward. Good right hand, Leon.
I really want to see McDonald go back to what he was doing last rounds. But
Tries to turn him there.
I think Leon's now making a concerted effort to push him back.
Oh, nice right hand to the body from Brian Leon. And a straight right hand as well. He's definitely ratcheted up the intensity on offense here in round number 6.
McDonald's still doing good work, though, yeah.
Absolutely. Chopping left hook there from McDonald. It's a good back and forth fight here we've got through 6 rounds in the super middleweight division. Nice left hand again from McDonald. That left hand continues to find a home. As every time Brian Leon wants to exchange, those hands kind of fall down by his waist. And McDonald sneaks in the left hand. It's a sharp left hook to the body, though, there from Leon.
Leon doesn't seem to be, as you mentioned, a guy that can play offense and defense at the same time.
It's a very skilled art. Look at those chopping shots to the body, slick uppercut there.
Yeah, you think of another fighter at 168, one of the greats, Andre Ward, who was so good at that.
Andre Ward, he will be on the broadcast this weekend. You'll get to work with Andre. That's always got to be an honor.
Yeah, Andre's an amazing fighter, amazing broadcaster. But yeah, he was always so good at kind of tying up the one arm and using it the other arm to go to work.
And tomorrow, working with the great Sergio Mora, Todd Grisham in the building as well. Two of the best in the game. Look at that right hand. Oh, now we're letting it go here.
Best round of the fight by far.
Back and forth. McDonald with chopping hooks. Leon firing back. Oh, uppercut, right hook. McDonald. Woo-wee. The 6th round, both fighters stare each other down as they head back to the corners. This one's heating up.
No quiero esa distancia. Le estás haciendo la pelea fácil para él.
It's the first 8 rounds of the night.
Man, jab, gancho, cuerpo. Da el paso para atrás y ya lo estás terminando con el cuerpo. Pero no le pasa chance para nada.
Now you have 2 more rounds. Listen, it's not out of reach. It's not out of reach. But you got to, on the inside, I want you to turn. Turn on the right.
Back and forth action in that 6th round. It was the shots in between from both fighters. You saw some hooks, uppercuts from Leon, and then the answers from McDonald. His coach is asking for him to turn Leon. Look at that, he turns him and hits the uppercut lead hook. And you heard some important words out of the corner of Devontae McDonald. It's within reach. You can win this fight.
I think that's actually honest instruction, and that's what the fighter needs to hear. There's 2 rounds left. You know, he probably won 1 or 2 rounds, and I think the fight could be on the table here.
Sharp right hand there from Ryan Leon to start the round here. Chopping right hand to the body and upstairs. 2 hooks from Leon. And he's found a consistent home for that lead hook through the last couple of rounds as Brian Leon.
Yeah, now what you see from Leon is every time McDonald tries to get going, push him back, he's firing shots off and upsetting the rhythm. He's not allowing him to apply that pressure.
Combination from Leon, trying to break that guard with a straight right hand. And McDonald starting to get pushed backward a little more round by round in this 7th round. He's got to have an answer here.
You know, it was almost like the first few rounds, Leon was doing the Cuban school of boxing. Now he's doing that Mexican style. And you see him filling that time and space and filling in the gaps, right? Stepping to him.
Huge shots to the body there from Leon. And you're right, Mike. You're starting to see the implementation of being in the camp of Eddie Reynoso. Having multiple styles to go to. It makes you such a dangerous and varied fighter, even so young in his career. It's almost like fighting 2 different fighters in the same fight.
No, he's definitely a versatile guy, and McDonald getting a lot of swelling around McDonald's eyes now.
It's that chopping hook that Leon keeps going to with the right hand. You're seeing the mouse under the eye, the left eye of Brian Leon, excuse me, of Devontae McDonald, and now we sit down in the middle of the ring and both fighters teeing off. Last minute here in round number 7. And Brian Leon is smelling some blood in the water here, Mike.
No question. McDonald's still doing some good work, though. McDonald's been awfully game, but a little too much bounce in a step for me right here.
Triple uppercuts there. Big left hook from Brian Leon. He's starting to walk forward, down hurt. McDonald in the corner, and Leon wisely doesn't waste any energy with that clinch. Instead, gets back to the punching as he goes right hand to the body. And this is what we were looking for out of Brian Leon. How do you deal with adversity in that last round? You didn't like the forehead in your chest. Potentially frustrated with the referee. You take it out on the fighter. And he's done that here in round number 7.
Brian Leon, he's fought with a scowl this entire fight. He fights angry.
Woo-wee. Round 7 in the books, the best round of the fight for Brian Leon. And you're right, Mike, it all started when he decided he was going to come downhill and start interrupting that timing and start punching in between here in round number 7, or McDonald just could not get anything going.
No, he couldn't at all. I really like the way Leon was stepping to him. Closing it, you know, every time there was a little bit of space between them, he filled that space, stepped to him, and fired off a combination.
Hey, Brian, are you ready? Hey.
That's what he wants you to do. Don't do that. You're doing good. You are. I'm impressed.
A tale of 2 corners there, Mike Hoppinger. You see the fire in the corner of Brian Leon. He said, "Are you ready?" He said, "Let's go." And in the corner of Devontae McDonald, it does seem there were some concessions made.
Yeah,
in that corner.
Yeah, they were happy with what he's doing, and it seemed like they were encouraging him.
Bit of a different energy between the two, and as you see to start this round, Brian Leon is coming. He's looking to close this show in this round. Big time shots.
He's angry. I don't know if he always fights this anger or the head rubbing woke something up in him, but
whatever it is, he's found a new gear here in round number 8. And he's just constant pressure. We talked about the pressure of McDonald earlier in the fight. Now he's dealing with it. And Leon doesn't look like he has a brake pedal. He looked like he snapped it off and threw it away.
And props to Leon in his corner for the adjustment mid-fight.
There's a nice left hand from McDonald. Then right back to the work goes Brian Leon. Double uppercut there and a left hook right hand. Nice counter from McDonald in the fray, though, as well.
You like uppercuts? This has been the fight card for you.
And they've landed. They've been accurate. They've landed. The body work. But this is what you get out of high-level prospects. People with big shot to the body there from Leon. Chopping left hook.
Mexican style.
Right hand around the guard. Short left hook. Leon. And another one, and those are adding up. Donald tries to force his way back. A little bit low with that one. Referee says, make sure you keep him up. But Leon says, I'm going to just keep punching. And another right hand gets through. Short uppercut, Leon. Last minute of this fight. And credit to Devontae McDonald, who has just continued to stick his nose in there and be game for this fight. But right now, it's Brian Leon coming downhill.
Yeah, McDonald's face is a mess right now. His nose is bleeding. His right eye is almost closed shut.
Oh, big right hook there, Leon. And a left hook, and he gets out of the way of the damage coming back. Switching stance, walking forward. Triple uppercuts. McDonald tries to fire back. A great round here to close out this 8th and final of our 3rd bout of the evening. Last 10 seconds here. McDonald trying to chop some overhands. And now he looks to walk forward and put his punctuation mark on this fight. Great fight here in the super middleweight division on the Ring Magazine's open workout undercards.
A strong closing from McDonald's. Got one last head lead in there for good measure.
Mike, how do you see the fight? I think that we both probably have it the same way, but I wanted to ask.
Yeah, Leon won for sure. Obviously, we're not scoring it right now, but probably something like a 6-2.
I thought a very good, again, we talked about the records of opponents coming in. 8-5. Devontae McDonald did not fight like an 8-5 fighter.
Not at all.
Very confident performance for him. Dogged it out. Maybe didn't get the win, but a very, very professional performance, I think, there from Devontae McDonald.
Yeah, look, we don't want to be a broken record, but I like the last couple of fights on this card. This has been the underdog in B-side that I think has definitely earned another opportunity.
And on the, the A side, the red corner, we'll say, this was a very good performance for Brian Leon. We got to see a lot of the skills he has. We got to see, again, what he does when he's pushed. We got to see how he acts in adversity. And we got to see that extra gear turn in round 6, 7, and 8, where he really turned over the screw and showed what he has in the tank.
This has been quality matchmaking, in my opinion. You see so many prospects get matched easy, and it's great to see, he's had 20 knockouts in a row or what have you. But that's not how you learn. This is how you get better and improve, having these tough moments, having to make in-fight adjustments to win the fight.
And speaking of the matchmaking, we have a great card for you. We still have a couple fights left tonight. Tomorrow's underdog card is a fantastic card. Great matchmaking throughout that one. Do not miss that one tomorrow. But now, let's go ahead and send it into the ring. Thomas Schreiber, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Jack Reese scores it 80-71. And both judges, Kermit Bayless and Chris Migliori are in agreement. They both scored the same, 80-72, all for your winner by unanimous decision. Brian the King Leon.
Brian Leon moves to 9-0 with 7 knockouts in his career. Great performance, great win for Leon.
Yeah, and you hear the scorecards there, 80-72 twice, 80-71. That would mean 110-8 round, no?
I just don't know which round, if we go back and look. There were some great moments per round, but I don't know which one I would give a 10-8 to.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that, but nonetheless, very good performance from Brian Leon. And if this was your first time watching him, I'm pretty sure you're going to see more of him with Canelo and Reynoso.
He made you want to see more of him. No doubt about it. Great win, great performance from the King, Brian Leon, on his way to unanimous decision victory.
And he's in an important weight class, like we mentioned, 168.
Chopping shots there. Again, the uppercuts, the hooks to the body, the constant forward movement. Stayed on that gas pedal, found another gear, said, let's dog it out. If you want to do that, I'm game as well. You talked about it, Mike, the Cuban and Mexican style on the way to a victory. And getting some fanfare while he's at it. You got to love that. And folks, as we take a look at our fight card, so far we've had some great fights. One that I think we could take a look at and say a lot of learning opportunities for Yoandy Toriak there. But Mikey Talon, great talent, great performance from him. Brian Leon showing his skill level. We still have 2 more, folks. Do not miss them. And starting with our next one in the super middleweight division, let's send it to Thomas Stryber.
Let's first welcome to the ring, Steven the Savage Sumter.
Steven Sumter, Lawrence, Massachusetts. He is 11-1 with 9 KOs. 31 years old. And again, looking to come in and play spoiler tonight. And an opportunity most fighters would kill for. Right here on the biggest week of fighting, the Fountain Blue in Las Vegas.
And now let's welcome to the ring, the undefeated Beck Nurmagomedov.
Undefeated at 14-0 with 12 knockouts is the 27-year-old southpaw from Kazakhstan, Beck Nurmagomedov. A lot of eyes on yet another hot prospect here in boxing, and he'll look to put a show on here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 10 rounds in the super middleweight division. Brought to you by Riyadh Season, The Ring, and Sella. Be sure to watch Canelo vs. Crawford live on Netflix this Saturday, September 13th. The 3 judges assigned will be Tim Cheatham, Eric Cheek, and Patricia Morse-Jarman. Our referee in charge will be Alan Huggins. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing black with gold and weighed in at an even 170 pounds. Coming to us from Pittsfield, Massachusetts, he brings a professional record consisting of 11 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 9 of his 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the current WBC USA Silver Champion, Stephen the Savage Sumter. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing black with gold and weighed in officially at 171.2 pounds. Hailing from Turkestan, Kazakhstan, he is undefeated with 14 wins, 12 of his 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated, hard-hitting Bek Nurmagomedov.
Okay, Bek, Stevie. All right, Steve, Bek. You've both been giving the instructions. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Anything from here on up is good. From here on up is good. Touch gloves. Good luck to you both. Clears out.
Bek Nurmagomedov versus Stephen Sumter. 10 rounds. The super middleweight division. I'm excited for this one, Mike. Heard a lot about Nurmagomedov coming into this week.
Yeah, and representing Kazakhstan, of course, the great Triple G Gennady Golovkin put Kazakhstan on the boxing map, and a lot of fighters have followed in his footsteps. Great amateur system over there, and he's the most ballyhooed prospect on his card. He's on the doorstep of a title shot, maybe even a contender, and he's never been past 8 rounds, so we'll see if he can get some seasoning tonight.
Starting this fight out with very snappy jabs downstairs and upstairs. Stephen Sumter grew up Brooklyn, New York. Played a lot of American football. Again, we've seen a couple of athletes, even on this card, start in other sports and come into boxing. Says he has a lot to prove, to let the world know who he is. And that he's going to expose this European style by trying to get inside and make things a little rough for Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, and Sumter's only pro defeat came against pretty good fighter Najee Lopez. I know you've worked some MVP shows. I'm sure you've seen some of him.
Absolutely. Very good fighter. And that says a lot about the test in front of, big jab there from Bek. Says a lot about the test in front of Bek Nurmagomedov. You want to step up and, like we talked about, get into prospect and potentially, elevate yourself in the world rankings. These are the guys you're going to have to go up against and do away with. A southpaw and southpaw matchup, and right now Bek is having a great success with his lead hand, stinging with the jab.
And Sumter has some power. 9 knockouts in his 11 wins, and he did drop Najee Lopez in round 4 of that fight.
Again, these type of matchups where A side, B side, it tends to not really matter. You're getting into the territory of 2 guys that have great records, that have fought tough guys and have elevated themselves into a place where now they meet in the ring. There's a nice snappy jab from Sumter. Bek now trying to take that front foot. Nice short lead hook there from Sumter.
And Bek is another fighter that is associated with, guess who? Canelo and Eddie Reynoso.
Shocker there. As every red corner fighter seems to be tonight. But, again, you talk about building a camp and building a team. You want to be surrounded by greatness. And all of these fighters have sought out Eddie Reynoso, Team Canelo, because of that. It's a logical move for fighters looking to elevate themselves in the sport.
Of course, when you are the face of boxing and the singular biggest star in the sport, there's a lot of...
Big right hook there at the end of the round, and I don't know if it was a slip from Sumter, but it definitely landed flush, and Bek sent Sumter into the corner and into the ropes there.
Okay, sit down first.
Not sure what he was saying there at the end of that. He's looking over and speaking to somebody, but that was a nasty right hook to end the round.
Nice and relaxed.
We'll take a look here on replay. A very glancing, chopping right hook there, landed on almost the temple of Sumter, and he took a quick tumble. Referee waved it off as if it was no knockout, or excuse me, no knockdown, but that was definitely a damaging shot, Mike. Right on the bell.
Yeah, when you look at Beck, he definitely has that puncher's frame, that lanky frame, and then you mentioned it again, the calves.
You're always looking at those calves, Mike. Always looking at them. I got to start hitting the gym just in case Mike's around looking at the calves.
I'll get you some breakaway pants, you rip them off.
Round 2, let's see if there was any effect from that last shot Nurmagomedov landed at the end of the round. That was a very slick lead hook.
Beck has a really impressive jab, and I love any fighter that's doubling up the jab to the midsection, changing levels.
Both guys looking for openings here in this second round of 10.
He kind of has that fencing jab in the style of Dimitri Bivol. Another, coming from that school of boxing, it's no surprise, right?
It's a nice left hand there from Sumter as he tries to push forward and gain back a little momentum here. A very patient fight, patient pressure here.
Sumter like me from Brooklyn, so he's not looking for confidence when you're from Brooklyn, but
loves to fight.
He said that he wants to expose Beck's European style, and he claims that Beck does not like mixing it up on the inside, but we'll see. So far, I don't know if he minds.
So far, it looks like he's inviting some of these exchanges in close as Nurmagomedov continues to, like you said, Mike, use that double jab, get to range, and then use some devastating power behind it.
Glove touches the canvas there for the
That's another left hand that landed flush. That's a knockdown for sure. And again, it's just like when Beck touches Sumter with a left hand, right hook, whatever it is, there is just explosive, snappy power on it.
Serious snap on these shots.
And it's almost like Sumter is surprised when he gets hit how much damage is coming that way. It doesn't feel like thudding punching. It feels very snappy. Oh, there's another big uppercut from Beck. Nurmagomedov is just
another fighter with a deep amateur background, and you can see it here in the ring.
In total control right now through 2 minutes in round 2.
I'm impressed.
Look at that three-punch combination. Very slick. At the same time, damaging. I said it earlier, it's violence combined with just artful mastery of boxing.
Well said.
I have some. I have a couple one here and there. But this is just, right now, Sumter trying to figure out the puzzle in front of him, and he doesn't have an answer. Look at that, raking the lead hand. There's some blood, it looks like, coming from somewhere. Maybe the nose of Sumter?
Looks like the nose, yeah. You see both fighters wearing the same colors. You don't see that a lot, black and gold. Maybe you have some Steelers fans here?
I doubt Beck even knows who the Pittsburgh Steelers are. Again, goes to that uppercut. He is having a ton of success, and Sumter is just in a world of trouble right now.
I don't know about Sumter's homework on this fight when he said that Beck doesn't like fighting on the inside. I see Beck bringing the fight to him.
Right now, Beck Nurmagomedov is butchering Steven Sumter, and that's the best way I think I could put it.
Hey, look, it says here that on our research that he doesn't have a nickname. That could be his nickname, Beck the Butcher.
The Butcher, come on.
Maybe we can
unintentional, but Beck, I want 10%. That's all I know. I want 10% naming rights.
You don't have to stop it here, but
and there's the left hand right there from Beck Nurmagomedov.
Some very passionate fans behind us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes when you have high-level boxing going on.
It doesn't matter
Vegas,
if
baby.
it's 2 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon.
It's a boxing city. They love to see their fights.
Boxing city, party city.
No, right? Head up, boy.
See, you know more about that than I do, Mike. See, I'm good boy, don't really go out. I'm here for the fights this week, that's all.
Me too, Wade, me too.
2 rounds that were very dominantly won by Beck Nurmagomedov. And again, even just the start of the round there, the explosive, snappy punches of Beck.
I think Sumter might have, I'm not a doctor, but he might have a broken nose. That nose is gushing blood. And he's wearing that kind of slit, open trunks, Some of those fighters, Chop Corley wore those. I think Adrian Broner on occasion. Ben Tacky throwing it back.
You like that style of trunks, Mike? I know you're a fashionista. somewhat of your own right there.
You know, only if you're going to bring it in the ring and show out. Otherwise, it's a tough look. But the better you are, the more swag you can show off with the fashion in the ring. Like a Roy Jones with the tassels. If you're like a C or B level fighter, you cannot wear the tassels on the boots.
Oh, Beck Nurmagomedov is all over Steven Sumter right now. Relentless pressure.
Man, that nose is busted open.
I think you're right.
There's no way he can breathe.
I think it's broken. I think you're seeing a little bit of desperation here from Sumter as well. Like the big power shots, one at a time, and then trying to stay away from everything else. I think you're right. I think that nose is broken.
Yeah, that's rough. And early in the fight, too. And this is only round 3, halfway through it.
Sumter, an absolute warrior for sticking in there and continuing. But, man, he is getting tagged up right now.
The last time I can remember a fighter with a nose that badly broken, Wade, was John Ryder against Canelo Alvarez.
Good pull.
When the blood was just, spooling down.
Oh, left hand from Nurmagomedov sends Sumter into the ropes. Uppercut.
I have a feeling Beck's going to do him a favor soon.
Referee's taking a look here. Oh, my goodness. Here comes Beck Nurmagomedov. Again, that patient pressure. Not getting outside himself. Referee already taking a very close look here.
That jab is just stinging.
Oh, my goodness. Combination.
This is batting practice.
And Sumter, I was going to say, he's got to throw something to get out of that corner. Just getting teed off on there. Last 40 seconds here, round number 3. And like you said, Mike, it's just round 3. There's a lot of time left in this fight.
I don't want to get carried away on one fight, but Beck has the look of a future champion.
Very crisp, very solid, great technique throughout the fight, keeping himself out of dangerous positions when he's throwing dangerous shots. We talked about the sweet science earlier. I haven't seen him take a back step, and he's still unscathed, clean, hasn't taken much damage, if any.
And anytime you're a southpaw fighting an orthodox fighter, right, you want to establish that lead foot position outside of your opponent's lead foot, and you see it every time, that right lead foot of Beck outside of Sumter's lead right foot.
Chopping left hand. Nurmagomedov, an absolute destruction through 3 rounds. The referee is talking to the corner of Steven Sumter. We'll have to see what happens here, but that has been domination from go here in this fight.
Well, to correct myself, actually, it's 2 southpaws.
I was going to say, we got a southpaw deal going on. But I like the analysis, Mike. I like it. And you're right. In most orthodox southpaw matchups, you would see that.
I have to run my left and my right, obviously.
We don't need time when I'm stopping.
I think you said.
We don't need time when I'm stopping the fight.
They're going to stop it. Yeah, it seems like the Sumter corner is going to go ahead and stop this fight.
Too early. Stop it? Yeah, okay.
He's obviously not happy with that, but I think probably the right call. As Beck Nurmagomedov wins by corner retiree from Steven Sumter between rounds 3 and 4. Mike, that was dominating, and it was a composed, quiet, vicious destruction through 3 rounds.
Yeah, very impressive stuff from Beck. I think we have this seems like a guy that's going to win a title sooner than later. I've been hearing he's on the doorstep of a title shot. Obviously, right now, Canelo Alvarez has all 4 titles at 168. But I'm sure it won't be long for one of them free up. And Beck right now, I think you have to give I think you have to give credit to the corner of Sumter. I don't like when the corners are too brave for their own fighter. You have a broken nose, you're taking a beating. Better to pull him out.
Yeah, and again, you can't blame Steven Sumter. He wanted to go back into that fight. He wanted to answer the bell there in that 4th round. He's obviously frustrated, but that's the mind and the heart of a fighter. And like you said, Mike, your corner sometimes has to look out for you when you don't have that mental ability to say, no, I'm done, right? Credit to Sumter there. He is an absolute warrior, but the corner doing what they should, because this was a one-sided beatdown, man. This was, again, just very quiet, composed devastation from Beck Nurmagomedov. Not a lot of flash, not a lot of, bravado, but just pure damage and violence through 3 rounds.
Yeah, and look, I think now's the time, right? If you're a Beck, you're 27 years old, you've had a good amount of fights under your belt, 15 fights now, 13 knockouts. I think it's time to step up.
This was his hardest fight to date. record-wise, experience-wise from Steven Sumter, and he made it look easy. That was easy work for Beck Nurmagomedov.
You know what would be a nice fight for Beck? Maybe the winner of Saturday's undercard fight between Christian Mbili and Lester Martinez, something like that.
Okay.
A William Skull, or
something to move him into that next trajectory of boxing. And with our official decision now, let's send it to Thomas Stryvel.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 completed rounds of boxing, the blue corner retires their fighter, and our referee in charge, Alan Huggins, accepts their retirement. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout and still undefeated, Beck Nurmagomedov.
Beck Nurmagomedov, your winner by TKO. 15 wins, 13 by knockout. And again, I just said it a second ago, this was the step up, this was the test for Beck that a lot of people wanted to see, and what they got to see was, oh yeah, he's not only at this level, he's levels above this.
right, and that's what you want to see, because if you're going to fight somebody that's tough, you want to get rid of them early, make a statement.
It was just shots like that, Mike, this left hand that stuck and just sent Sumter to the canvas almost effortlessly, and then these shots in the corner, it was meticulous. Look at that, guard manipulation, left hand through, defense to offense transition, keeping him in the corner, frame, and then finally, the corner had seen enough. Again, credit to Steven Sumter. He tried his best in there, but sometimes your corner has to know when it's enough.
Look, you see some similarities to Dimitri Bivol, like I said. It's the same school of boxing, it's that same kind of fencing, pushing them back into the corner, like you said, the guard manipulation, distance control, and then throwing heavy-handed shots, standing right in front of him, too.
I'll tell you who's impressed. It's not just us. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, definitely impressed with that fight, and Beck Nurmagomedov, going to keep an eye on him going forward. Like you said, Mike, potential world championship aspirations for him. But the reason we're all here this week, the big fight, Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford. Why can't I have a little figurine like that? Where's my figurine, man? But it's for all the belts, baby. All the belts this Saturday, but we have one more fight tonight, so let's send it into the ring with our last fighter introduction. Thomas, take it away.
Let's first welcome to the ring, Cody Koboski.
Cody Koboski, 4-2. 4 knockouts, he's 29 years old. Ventura, California, looking to make his mark on this historic fight week.
OC, right?
OC, baby. California. A short trip here to Vegas, looking to make it a winning trip as he heads back home.
And now let's welcome to the ring, Abdullah Darkazanli.
Abdullah Darkazanli, 1-0, 24 years old. Another prospect to look out for. Fighting out of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Obviously a lot of eyes on him. HE in the building. Very excited about this young man. He's taken in this moment. He knows the importance of this fight. And what an opportunity in front of him. Only his second professional fight right here in the fight capital, Las Vegas.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the super welterweight division. Brought to you by DAZN, The Ring, and Sella. Be sure to watch Canelo vs. Crawford live on Netflix this Saturday, September 13th. The 3 judges assigned will be Tim Cheatham, Eric Cheek, and Patricia Morse-Jarman. Our referee in charge, third man in the ring, will be Robert Hoyle. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing black trunks and weighed in officially at 154.4 pounds. Coming to us from Ventura, California, he brings a professional record of 4 wins, 2 defeats, with all 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Cody Koboski. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing red with black and weighed in officially at 154.2 pounds. Coming to us from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, he is undefeated with 1 victory. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Abdullah Darkazanli.
Okay, I want a good, clean fight and obey my commands. All punches that land here will be good. All punches that land here are good. Touch them up, scoot back.
All right, our last fight, our main event here on the Fight Week undercard. Abdullah Darkazanli taking on Cody Koboski. Super welterweight division, 6 rounds. Here we go, Mike.
And Darkazanli, no stranger to these open workout fights. He made his pro debut in December, Wade, on the Fury Usyk 2 Fight Week.
That's such an important, an environment for a guy to make their debut in that big of a fight week, and now the second fight to be on this type of event as well. That's got to mean a lot to the experience you gain and all the bright lights and being around all these big-time fighters, Mike.
Yeah, no question, because if you go back even 10 years, right, before streaming, before all that, most of these guys would be fighting in
you would have never heard about
right.
it. Not until they won 10 fights, 15 fights, and then all of a sudden you start to make that build. Now, fighters like Abdullah, fighters that are on this undercard are making their impression in front of the world.
Yeah, and even though this is only his second pro fight as a boxer, he was a German amateur champ as a kickboxer.
Ooh. That transition to the boxing specifics, sometimes a bit challenging, right? The distance, the timing a little different, but obviously he's made a great impression in his first win and now here in his second fight.
Yeah, and he's gone through a lot. He was born in Syria. He was a refugee. We know all about that in Syria, and then went to Germany where he grew up, and now he is living and fighting out of Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia. And Turki Al-Sheikh still looking for that first ever world champion from Saudi Arabia. It's a big goal of his as he tries to grow the sport, both at home and in that greater region in the Middle East.
Abdullah, 24 years young, definitely got his whole career in front of him and looking right now to chop at the body.
Yeah, and you're looking at Cody Koboski's record, only 6 pro fights. One of those 2 losses was a knockout loss to Fernando Vargas Jr., Wade, who's fighting in the co-main this Saturday against Dana White's favorite son, Callum Walsh.
Big-time fight Saturday. Oh, big left hook there. Darkazanli again. Throwing some heavy punches here. Koboski, he looks hurt. Those legs do not look under him. That first shot definitely got to him. Shook him up a little bit.
It's very explosive, especially for a guy that's only fighting as the pro for the second time.
Very explosive and dangerous. Darkazanli, my goodness. Right here in front of us, I felt the wind off that left hook. And Koboski now trying to walk forward, get some of that momentum back. Already got a mouse under the left eye. That's a nice hook right hand there from Koboski.
And you see the patch, Wade, on Darkazanli's Trunks Mike Tyson Boxing Club. That is a gym that His Excellency opened up in Riyadh.
Beautiful gym. Nice right hand, left hook to the body. But that just shows, again, His Excellency's continued dedication to building the sport, obviously around the world, but also in Saudi Arabia, opening these gyms and giving opportunities to fighters that, quite frankly, would not have had one.
Yeah, look, boxing is a global sport, always has been, always will be, so I think it's great. More places you can have boxing be popularized.
Great first round there. So we look into the corner of Darkazanli.
Backward, forward, doesn't matter. Good job. Good work.
Abel Sanchez in the corner there. Started out, both guys looking to find their range, and then big sweeping left hook right there from Darkazanli. Definitely shook up Cody Koboski there. Had to gain his wits about him to finish that round.
That's what we need. Okay, here we go.
Again, 6-round fight. Expect explosive action through each round here as we get into our second round. Koboski, I think, has to come back out this round and establish that jab. Gain some respect back. He kind of got walked down toward the end of that one. Darkazanli with a nice jab there.
Yeah, and speaking of pet projects for His Excellency, right? You have the brothers Ryoto Tsutsumi and Hayato Tsutsumi to our left right there.
I saw that.
Top
sitting
prospects.
ringside. Absolutely.
Guys are going to be fast-tracked from Japan. And
what makes those two brothers so special to you, Mike? You've watched them very closely throughout their pro careers.
Explosive punchers, aggressive styles, and really solid fundamentals.
Yeah.
Rachel's been training in Vegas here with Cuban boxing coach Ismael Salas. So, Japan is a boxing hotbed right now. Naoya Inoue, Junto Nakatani, and there's going to be a big card in Riyadh in December featuring some top Japanese guys.
Can't wait, looking forward to that one. But right now, we got some phone booth fighting in this second round. God, by the way, was that a scoop we just got?
Scoop that we had earlier on the zone.
That's
on our
right.
Inside the Ring show.
That's right. By the way, fantastic show. Great job to you and all the crew at DAZN. Max Kellerman, Shady McCoy on the show as well. I was thoroughly impressed with that debuting today.
Yeah, thank you, Wade. We have big hopes for that show, and great to have Max back in boxing.
Oh yeah, great chemistry in that crew as well. You and Max just fitting together like a hand in a glove. You two going back and forth was fun to watch.
Yeah, we worked a lot together at ESPN, and
yeah, that's right. But now with DAZN and the Ring Magazine, again, the innovation I feel like that we're getting in the sport of boxing, and that was a nice slick shot there from Darkazanli as he's looking to move forward here, chopping right hand. He throws out the Canelo feint there with the right hand behind it.
The misdirection, right? The one he does with the right hand.
He's getting super comfortable here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Darkazanli looks incredibly confident for a guy that's just starting his boxing career. Fighting with a lot of aggression, punch variety.
We say that, but this man has been boxing, kickboxing and boxing throughout his life. You can tell that. Look at that left hook. I mean, that's muscle memory. And right now, he's in the flow state as Koboski is taking some real damage, and he's wearing it too.
The upper body movement.
All of it. He's putting it together, and he's landing big-time punches as Koboski's just trying to keep him at bay for now. Nice left hook there from Koboski, but the difference in damage landed is night and day. Look at this. Just styling on him. Abdullah Darkazanli.
Might be a little bit of my favorite fighter, Zab Judah, who would try to mix up his hands and do that misdirection.
Just uber confidence through 2 rounds, and for good reason. He is dominating this fight.
Don't you get off this man.
But that is a big kickboxing thing, right? Wait, from what I know. Kickboxers don't do that.
You hit him with the shot, you hit him again with it. Do not back up. Okay?
We're good, Doc. So, when we get to those ropes, instead of kind of waiting to see what he's going to do, get that head moving, we can circle out. And if he starts throwing more than one punch, I need you to point. Give me a 6-3 point. Give me a 2-5.
Take a look here at some of the handiwork. Darkazanli. The feints leading to the damage. the hooks, the right hands, and every time he starts to get going downhill, it spells bad news for Cody Kubowski.
Kubowski's face, I think it's been the story of the night. These guys are coming to fight. Kubowski's face is all swollen up already.
He's got to find some answers here in this third round, because being tough is one thing, but he has taken some serious damage in the first two, and it felt like right at the end of the round there, DAZN was getting very comfortable on his front foot and landing some big-time punches and letting go some big-time punches.
DAZN no doubt wants the knockout here.
Oh, big left hook to start the round, and there's another one. And maybe it's just the way Cody Kubowski fights, but it feels like every time he gets hit with a shot, the legs start to just wobble about.
Yeah, he definitely looks shaky here. He's taking a lot of hard shots. I don't know that I've seen DAZN hit with many punches here.
Not at all. Nasty jab there. And Kubowski's trying to fire back, trying to find something to alleviate this pressure, but it's just nonstop from DAZN. Like, even you look at the punches being thrown from Cody Kubowski, and it's almost like there's no damage on him.
No, he's like touching him.
Yeah.
It's like he's already had it beaten out of him.
There's another stiff jab.
Rocked him.
Chopping right hand, and he's hurt. DAZN is teeing off on Cody Kubowski right now. Referee needs to take a look. Yeah, this is getting bad.
Good stoppage.
I think that's going to be a great stoppage from the referee. A very, very damaging performance from Abdullah DAZN. He's looking to exit. Oh, he just wanted to give a dap up there to HE. Big time performance there, and you could see it going downhill and going downhill quick for Cody Kubowski. Great stoppage from the referee to recognize there was no more damage needed. Oh, man, what a performance there from Abdullah DAZN.
Yeah, and again, credit to Kubowski. He came to fight, he was game, he was tough, just like everybody else on this card, and no match.
No match at all, and here was the handiwork. As chopping, right hooks, left hands, and eventually the referee had seen enough.
And we mentioned Triple G earlier. There's the trainer, the architect of Triple G's career, Abel Sanchez, a Mexican style, one of the best trainers in boxing. Speaking of Big Bear also, right?
Yeah. All the right things going for Abdullah DAZN, and it leads to a devastating TKO stoppage performance. Second fight, second victory. Very, very early in his boxing career, but it does look like a prospect. You can move somewhat quickly. Again, 24 years old. We got to start that upward trajectory.
No, he's definitely somebody to watch.
Yeah. Just like every winner and some of the fighters that maybe didn't win tonight on this card. We have a lot of good, young, prospective talent on this open workout undercard. Tomorrow, the underdog fights. Cannot wait for this brand new series from the Ring Magazine and DAZN. You do not want to miss that, folks. That'll be tomorrow right here.
And I fully expect, Wade, for that main event tomorrow to be a barn burner, 112-pound title fight. Anthony Alasquaga from Los Angeles. He fought Kenshiro Taraji in Japan. He's coming up, and he's fighting Juan Carlos Camacho, Mexico versus Puerto Rico.
Can't wait for that one, but let's make it official here in our final fight of the night. Let's send it up to Thomas Stryver.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute, 23 seconds of round number 3. Our referee in charge, Robert Hoyle, stops the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout, and still undefeated from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Abdullah DAZN.
Abdullah DAZN. Big time win. Winner by TKO in round 3, moving to 2-0 as a professional. Like you said, Mike, one to keep an eye on. And again, it was one-way traffic. Very, very impressive performance from him. And it all started with the jab and with the devastating power behind it. Big time left hooks. Cody Kubowski just could not get going, could not get his feet settled. And eventually, it was all she wrote as DAZN had all of the big-time power. Look at that shot right there. Who are you saying hi to there, Mike?
Abel Sanchez, yeah. Go back a ways with Abel, and pretty damn good golfer. He embarrassed me on the golf course once or twice.
He embarrassed you on the golf course, and tonight he propelled Abdullah Darkinsanli to a massive win, as he has for many fighters in the sport of boxing. Once again, one to keep an eye on.
What you always like about the Abel Sanchez fighters, they throw hard shots, they come to fight, they come forward, and I think that's going to bode well for Darkinsanli, seeing how he emulated that style.
Absolutely, and there is our results from the evening. As you see, Mikey Talon, a big-time win here in our first fight of the night. A split draw in the heavyweight division. The super middleweights went at it, and Brian Leone, absolutely fantastic performance from him. Unanimous decision there. Bek Nurmagomedov, a quiet, absolute assassin-like performance from him. I cannot wait to see what he does next. And then in that main event, Abdullah Darkinsanli, one-way traffic TKO stoppage. And folks, we have a ton still coming up this week for the Ring Magazine's epic fight of the year. Starting tomorrow, we have our press conference at 6 p.m. PT. That'll be live on DAZN. Right after that, the Underdog Series begins at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Again, you can catch that on DAZN. And then we have the weigh-ins Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, once again on DAZN. And then the fight of the year, one of the most important fights in boxing, Saturday, September 13th, Canelo versus Terence Crawford.